It's a blood clot vibes. Yes, family, large up yourself, kick yourself. Your host selector Selah Shalom on the ones and twos. You know how we do. It's a vibes. It's a blood clot vibes. Yes, family. Chiming in. We got another one. Back to back to back. We got Sophie in the building. You already know what time it is. You know she brings the light, that feminine, divine energy. You know what I mean? That alpha female energy. If you weak, step aside. It's only for the strong mind in here. You dig? Yeah, so we're gonna bring her on shortly. Yes, family. Your host, Selah Shalom in the building. You know how we do. Got my Critic Gang shirt on. You know how we do. Shout out to the God Shannon. I want y'all shirts. Reach out to the God. Tickville was good, yo. You in the backwoods was good, family. I was like, yo, you right around the corner was good, family. You dig? But nonetheless, let me see everybody chiming in. See y'all chiming in. Got Dreadful Cosban Bronze. Yo, y'all see Critic Gang chiming in. Yashra Allah. Ben Israel, where it said Kizzy was good. Kenneth, where it said Big Man. Keon, where it said Tabitha, where it said Trini. With my doubles and my roti and them things there, girl. Shout out to the family. So yeah, like I said, we got Sister Sophie coming in to drop some knowledge. The title is called The Hidden Ones in Plain Sight. Ooh wee, that damn that sound like a movie. You know what I mean? So I see the sister in the background. We're gonna go ahead and bring her in. You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and bring in none other than the sister, the goddess, the Etherian, Naravinian goddess, Sister Sophie. And let's bring her on in. Shout out to the sis. How you doing there, sister?
I am doing wonderful. Peace and blessings to the Creator Gang, to the Dragon Lotus people as well. And thank you for having me on your show.
Nice. Glad you could make it. Although we didn't get a chance to do like a background set, but it seemed like everything's good. Seems like your vocals is coming through good. Give me your one in the chat if you hear her clearly. You know what I mean? And then from there, we could go ahead and get started. This is round 2, actually. See what I'm saying? Go ahead, sis.
Yeah. I haven't done this before on your end, so if I hit present, will my stuff show up this way or?
Oh yeah, it'll show up on my little box, and then I'll just click it, and I can share the screen. And it's raining over here by me, so just in case we get any disturbances, it's pouring down. Tikva can tell you because Tikva is right here, my back, in my neck of the woods, Stone Mountain.
Yeah. Window. There we go. Okay. There we go. I think I got it.
You sound much better. Oh, there we go. Oh, snap. I see the little box pop up. All right.
No, it kind of showed up in the background.
So it showed up. You trying to share your screen so you could when you do your presentation?
Yes.
Oh, you froze?
And this is a part 2, family. I'm going to be going through some of the things. I'm going to highlight some of the things that I didn't get a chance to highlight on the first presentation, but I'm also going to show you guys how your everyday life is reflecting these things. My whole goal for this present perspectives and perceptions of your reality, so that we can optimize this thing, so that we can become who we came by in entrapment, and we're going to flow with the Creator. I can't.
All right. So everything's sounding good so far. Like I said, it's raining on my end. It's storming out here, so hopefully the connection don't be crazy.
They still can't see it.
Oh no, I ain't share it yet. I'm about to.
Yeah,
I
you're
just wanna.
coming in and out.
Yeah, I'm about to share it right now. I just wanna have this on my phone playing, so make sure I'm okay over here on my end. All right, cool. Have this on my
Shout
phone.
out to everybody.
All right, bang, we ready. So I'm about to share your screen right now. Bang.
Okay.
You can hear that?
in the next.
Say it again. I think your mic went out. Oh, there we go. Hidden ones in plain sight. We.
Mm-hmm. Hidden ones in plain sight. Okay. And I'm talking to the family right now. Okay. I'm talking to people out there in the audience that know that there's something unique about you that have not been able to identify what it is that you're supposed to be doing or how you're supposed to be thinking or navigating this realm for the betterment of humanity and your own soul's growth and evolution. So I'm hoping that I can be heard. Can I be heard
Yeah, I'm hearing you clearly.
now?
Yeah, you coming through clear. You was chopping up at first, but now it's coming through clearly.
Okay, beautiful. So this one is called Hidden Ones in Plain Sight. I don't know. One could be you. All right. So we're going to go through it.
Now let me ask you this: do you want to share the full screen, or you want to keep it where we can see me and you?
It doesn't matter. Whatever the audience prefers. Why don't you ask
Well, as
them?
long as they can see it, it's clear because it's kind of clear. I can see it's clear. I can read everything on my end.
Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to hit on is divine mentalism. Okay. You hear people talking about mentalism all the time. And I'm here to tell you, you cannot reach these states of mentalism without the creator doing this. Okay. So every area of my life that I walked was by my hand being held or being taught or introduced to concepts very, very slowly, because we have to come to the realization that, some of these walks and all of the things that we have around us may not be beneficial for all of us, but some of us. And those of us who are called to certain journeys and things of that nature, we have to be held hand through this because we're babies. Not necessarily, but we're babies in the fact that we're just now waking up to this. Okay, so many of us go through this. I want to talk about alchemy because this is the area that I have been groomed to learn and understand. When I'm talking about microcosms, we're talking about macrocosms. We're talking about as above, so below. So I call this divine mentalism. Okay, it's having the mind of God or the mind of the creator. Okay, and how he teaches us how to process things. So that this is not a concept that I just threw out in the air. It's been all over your religious texts all of this time.
Gotcha.
A lot of the problems that we're having is interpretations or lying scribes or people just not comprehending the meaning behind such things. So I'm here to help you clarify that. So we have already heard, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Okay, we know that from the Bible. We also know all truths are half truths. We get that from Thoth. We get, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your what? Your mind. So everything does deal in the mind. Okay, how you are perceiving things, how you are processing the things that are going on around you. All of this is important because it's going to reshape the way that you co-create and view your reality. Okay, a third one from Gandhi, a man is but the construct of his what? Thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. Okay, you have people that you have grown up with that become victims of their environment. Okay, they may not be able to get out the way that you do. Some of you need to be grateful that you were able to escape some of the things that your environment presents to you. But there are some of our brothers and sisters who have still, grown up in a harsh way or a hard way of life that is thinking there is no way out. And as long as you think that there is no way out from this reality, from these matrix systems, from all of this mind control that we have going on here, then you will stay there. So it is important that you learn how to utilize your mind correctly And it starts with perception. Okay. There's a difference between perception and perspective. Perception comes first. Typically, perception is the way that we will interpret our experiences. So that can go all the way back to childhood. Then we have perspective. Perspective is your point of view of your reality formulated by what you perceive. So, case in point, if you are a child and you're growing up and you're witnessing domestic violence, right? And you're seeing a bunch of fights and you're in a neighborhood and everybody there is violent. Okay. You're starting to fight because this is behavior that you have taken on upon yourself. To you, this is normal behavior because it's what you've been perceiving all your life. It is not until you get into a newness or a new environment where you are shown peace that you can actually change your perspective. But what's important to note here is how you view your reality always comes from your perception of it. Okay. Here's the reason why we like to say that all truths are half truths. Glass full, glass empty. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. They're both truths. They're both truths, but from a different point of view. If you're an innocent bystander, right, and you see a car accident, and you're across the street on the left corner, and I'm on the opposite side on the right corner, and we see two cars that collide in the middle, what you see may be that this car made an illegal turn. What I see might be that your car makes an illegal turn. But what the fact is, there was a collision. Okay. So we work to manifest that which we perceive as truth. This is how we co-create. You put your hands to something that you believe is true and you start building upon it. You start moving towards it. Okay. So we are co-creating our reality based off of our perception. Is everybody following me right now? Does everybody follow me? Y'all can get this?
Yep.
Okay.
Making plenty sense to me.
All right,
Makes
good.
a lot of
Now,
sense.
Okay. So now what we learn how to do as hidden ones is we learn the art of thought transmutation. All right. And this is mental alchemy. And what it is the ability to see the positive in a negative situation, thus reshaping and forming a new timeline or a new reality that actually works in your favor. All right. Now, some of you might not have nice cars. You like cars, right? You just bought your baby. You've been driving up and down the road with that baby for a long time and you're proud of it. And then bam, you get sideswiped, your car is crumbled, everything is messed up. How do you process? How do you process that situation? A, oh my God, you just destroyed my vehicle. I'm suing you for everything, blah, blah, blah. B, oh my God, you just bought me a brand new car. Do you understand? Both of those have a different vibration and the energy behind it. If you are automatically transmuting everything that happens to you in the negative, then you're assisting in manifesting the negative. If you learn the art of seeing things for what it is and how it can work in your favor, then you co-create the positive. You just spoke power into life. Okay. You just spoke these words that helped you manifest it and you changed the way that you thought. So now you're going to get that new vehicle. Okay. You're not going to be all torn up because you lost something. And then you never know why you lost it. Maybe it was too expensive for you anyway. So we learn how to accept things as they come in the ebb and flow. But more importantly, we understand that all things are going to work for our favor. So we process it in a higher light to draw unto us that which is higher. Okay. I'm going to move on, guys. Okay.
Excellent.
Now, what we need to know is that stagnation forces transformation. Whether we like it or not, it does. Okay. I showed you here timelines. All right. This is the ultimate path. Say this is your path. This green line right here is your path to get from point A to point B. And you have got, your eyes on the prize. You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. But say you are coming across little obstacles that might veer you off this way. or you have to make a decision and you make a wrong decision and it bears you off this way. As you can see, these timelines, they will cut off. And the reason why they cut off is because it's not the optimal timeline for you to work. We all have, this is for the chosen ones, I'm sorry, but we can enter into this realm on missions and assignments for the creator. Okay. So we have these, and these are something that we ourselves have agreed to. Maybe it's to clear out some past karma. Who knows, right? But at the end of days, we do this. A lot of us come up and down. We travel. It's called Jacob's ladder. And at each end of age, there will be a group of enlightened ones that will come and help usher humanity into a new age. Okay. This is how evolution just keeps going. But if you stray away from your path, you will experience bouts of deja vu. But more importantly, you will face stagnation. Okay. Stagnation means you get to a point and you feel like you can't go no further. Nothing else is working for you. Okay. You can't move. You can't grow. You're just right there. And it seems like no matter what you try, you can't find your way out of it. The reason why is these timelines are incomplete because you're not supposed to be on it. No one can see past a decision that they have not made already. Okay. I know this is hitting a little bit heavy, but if you follow me, it will make sense. So we end up having to go back on track. Okay. We may experience a bout of deja vu. You know, we reset, we stay the course if the intention is still pure. So this is why it forces you, because you're not going to move forward. And what do we always say? Anything that doesn't grow or move with creation is dead. So the energy dies in these other timelines. They don't keep going out. Okay. That's not where you're supposed to be. So that's when you will face stagnant energy. You have to, at this time, weigh the balances, all right, of where you were when things were moving for you, and then identify when it became stagnant. And when it became stagnant, you have to figure out what decisions or choices that you made during that time. It's never too late to get back on track. But now you may have to go back and reassess your decisions to get back on the correct green timeline. Okay? Stagnation forces transformation. Or you can stay there. You know, I'm not going to say forces. It is going to push you to want to do something different or expound on, you know, what it is that you were supposed to do. But if you decide to just sit still, then that's what you do. Okay. But no chosen ones hidden in plain sight will do that. Okay. You're going to figure it out one way or the other, and you're going to get back on track because the creator is counting on us. Okay. Now, speech, the things that we say that we're not even aware of what it is that we're saying actually confirms our soul recognition of things. Okay, so here's a scenario. Selah, I'm going to ask you this. Okay. A friend asks you to go to a gathering with them that you previously declined for whatever reason, right? And
Okay.
after a bit of pressure, you decide to go anyway. And then as soon as you go, some mess happens, okay? Or something that jeopardizes your safety, or your friends end up in jail, or somebody get killed. What's the first thing that you think?
Damn, I should have stayed my ass at home.
Okay, that's one of them, right? But a lot of times we say, I knew I shouldn't have went.
Right.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew, okay? You're not saying I'm thinking about it. You're saying I knew. How did you know? Okay? When I knew that guy was up to no good, I knew that this and that was. How do you know? You know because your soul recognizes a timeline. So when you're being warned of things, it's because we already saw the outcome of that. So even when you have, you know, angels or the creator or your intuition telling you not to do something, it's because it's already been played out. And we know that it's not beneficial for you. Your soul now recognizes that. Okay. So you start to say things out of your own mouth. I knew it. I knew it. What exactly did you know? That it was going to be an issue? And if so, how did you know? Intuition is used to confirm choices and possibilities that we already made, that has already been played out. on what? A different timeline. That's how you know. That's why you are warned. If it wasn't because of that, then you would just go. You wouldn't have an intuition. You wouldn't have, something to warn you about it, because nothing would happen. But we already saw that it happened. We recognize that it happened. So now in this cycle, we're going to make sure that we don't make the same mistakes again. So therefore, your intuition cuts in because it already saw the outcome. Okay. No one can see beyond a choice that hasn't been made yet. All right. So this is why your timelines start cutting off at a certain point and you get stagnant, because that's not the life that you're supposed to be living. That's not where you're supposed to be. So the energy dwindles. Okay. You don't have the same drive. You get stagnant. You get lazy. You get bored. You get sleepy. You get drained, and you're just kind of going through life. But you can't go through life. Why? Because you have a mission here. You have a mission here. And a lot of us that are here on this mission because we have to be the catalyst of change. We have to be the ones to break generational curses. We are the ones that have been chosen to introduce something new. We are the ones that are here to create something that is better for the people, better for our souls. Okay. We want to get out of all of this mess. I don't know what your reality looks like, but when I cut on TV, and I hate to cut on TV, I see a whole bunch of crazy stuff. That little girl that got stabbed, that 16-year-old girl that got stabbed in India in front of everybody, that was crazy. And you just see people walking past, soulless beings. Nobody wants to exist with that. So what are we doing to change that? Okay. Chosen ones speak words into power. I knew it. I told you so. You will be all right. How many times have you found yourself saying any of these things and it actually manifesting? It's actually true. How many of you? Anybody? I can't see the chat room, so I'm gonna go over there to the comment section.
Oh, you can't see the chat?
I can't with there. Now, Sissy.
You on a laptop or you on your phone?
I'm on my laptop. I just had to move it over. Okay. I can see it now. So,
all right, cool.
You have a friend or family member. They're getting ready to go to the hospital. They're freaking out about it. You hold their hand and you say, "You're going to be all right. You'll be fine." And before you know it, they're home and they're fine. Okay. I told you so. Or our favorite, I knew it. I knew it. All right. We have to learn to start really trusting our intuition and our connection, because most of the things that you're going to experience in your individual walk is going to be between you and the Creator. We can listen to outside influences, sure. But what happened when they're not in agreement? What are you going to do? Right? Okay. Let's keep going.
This is
I love
excellent,
this
by the
one,
way, too.
because many of us. Say that again.
No, I said this is excellent, by the way,
didn't hear
too.
you.
I like how you put it together.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. The unstoppable force of the divine. Chosen ones are resilient behind comprehension. You can have a group of people, trust me when I say this, that all have the same, maybe talents, the same skill, or maybe even the same drive. Only one may make it. Only one may be successful at it. The other ones may not, okay? Because one has been ordained or commissioned to do this. Everybody can't do what you do, even though people will try. They can be inspired by you, But we go through so much to get to where we are that most people want to see that be a part of the outcome, but don't want to go through the process. Because if they did go through the process, they might change their mind. They might change their mind. Most of us who are in that chosen vein have experienced all types of mess in our livelihood. We had to crawl from the pits to become successful. And you dream big. You dream big, and then you put your hands to the plow and you make it happen. Come hell or high water. Okay. We're typically multi-talented in an effort to create the new. So you might be given a multiple things that you're capable of doing and can't figure out which avenue that you're going to take. And it might cause you to be scatterbrained for a little bit because you're good in more than one thing. But at the same time, you know where the heart drive is. So once you start to do that, you have no other choice than to be successful. So get out of the fear. Okay. I keep telling Black people, why don't you go for your goals? Why don't you think big? Why don't you think outside of what your family did or your friends are doing? Why don't you go for the sky? Right? A lot of people say because we have a fear of failure. I have to disagree with that. We've been failing for a long time. I think sometimes some of us are afraid of being successful and what that might look like. Enemies that, how friends may leave you, okay, because you decided to stand in your own power, because you decided to do what you were commissioned or chosen to do, okay? And even if you do go out there and do it and you fail, nothing is considered a failure. If you have learned from that experience, by the time you go back and do it again, you may have already perfected it. Okay. So we don't need to be afraid of any of this. We need to know that we are limitless beings. Okay. And the reason why we know this is because the way that we are thinking. All right. We are typically drawn to the urge of self-mastery. We do this by deep reflection. We may have been walking a path for a very long time. We get to that stagnation. And once we get to that stagnation, we're going to automatically start to reflect on our own journeys and our decision making and our connection with the divine. And we're going to figure out the areas that causes us to come up short or that causes us issues. And we're going to naturally want to work on that within us by identifying trends, and patterns in our life, especially things that don't work for us anymore. What may have worked for you for a very long time, when you call to a place higher, it ceases to work. Okay. That's when you'll get stagnant. It ceases to work. You're called to higher truth now. So now you got to step up with it. You got to grow with the creator. You got to grow with the universe. All right. You will be or may be delayed, but you will never be stopped. Anything that you made an agreement with, if you're partnering with the creator, you will not be stopped. I don't care how many things come up against you. I don't care how many obstacles you have to overcome. It may stagnate you for a minute, but you'll get right back on track and you will be successful. The key to this is not giving up, knowing who you are and what your worth is, and keep going. Okay. Now, you may connect to stories of the past in real time. Now, I hit on this a little later on in one of my other presentations, but you may read some spiritual writings, okay, some historical writings. You may even identify with the character in that book. And when you're identifying with the character in that book, you may actually see the same issues that they have gone through, you're going through in real time on a completely different vein of existence around. So you can start to relate and you're like, wait a minute, this is a lesson here. This is something that I overlooked or didn't pay attention to. Let me see what that outcome was. You start to study those outcomes, and then you make the free will decision on whether or not that outcome was favorable or not for you. Believe me when I say you have this choice. You have this choice, right? You also, the hidden ones, you can eat from the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. That's not for everybody. So I'm going to explain that to you. There's levels to this. We all know this, okay? We know that you cannot have a baby or a toddler fried chicken. you know that they're going to be permitted or they're going to be told not to enter the kitchen at all. That becomes a law in your house. All right? Do not come in the kitchen. Do not touch the stove. That's a law. Then when they mature, they start making hot dogs and eggs and things like that, right? So now the old law's done away with. We got a new law based on their evolution. So now the kid can enter the kitchen and cook certain things, but not fried chicken. All right? So then say he's older. By the time he can cook everything, he has mastery of that kitchen. Therefore, the law is null and void for them. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So we're here for that self-mastery. Now, when you get to a certain level of understanding, you eat of the divine, okay? The Creator pours into you everything that you need to know to navigate this realm, but you also comprehend this realm. You eat of knowledge as well. And you start to balance that first inwardly, and then you manifest it outwardly. Okay, so we always have to do this balancing act. Once we get to a certain level and certain things are no longer applicable to you, then you have to utilize both trees. You will become unscathed. Now, why was it important that I said some? Because if you don't have a firm foundation, no matter what that foundation is, if you do not have a firm foundation of your connection with the Creator, it's very easy to go to the left or go to the right and get completely off your path and disconnect. Okay, so make sure that you are going through the processes as it is presented to you. You're not trying to rush anything. If you don't get it now, don't worry about it. Give it a year or two. You might come back and look at this video and say, oh, I got it. You know what I mean? So take your own time in this process, but just know that this ascension is a process. All right. Now, the last one, your purpose, your unique purpose drowns out the opinions of others. Okay. So you may say, Selah, I'm getting ready to take Black Royal TV international. Okay. I'm getting ready to have TV shows. I'm getting ready to have music artists. I'm getting ready to have this. I'm getting ready to have that. And you start telling that to your friends. Pay attention to the responses. Pay close attention to the responses. Okay. This is going to let you know who is really there and who is not. Who will have the capability to stifle your creativity or your vision. How many people are going to say, oh, you know, that's too much? How many people are saying, oh, that's impossible? How many people are going to say that to you versus how many of your brothers and sisters are going, okay, you know what? Let's go. Let's go. But if you were to listen to outside influencers tell you what you cannot do, you'll never get it done. So when you're a chosen one, you have the uncanny knowing that no matter what you try to do, once you put your intentions to it and it is pure, it can get done. And so we shut out the naysayers and we just keep moving forward. Okay. So you know that you are of one of these because your drive is going to outshadow anything. You're going to keep moving no matter what because your eye is single. Do you understand? Let's keep going. Everybody's so quiet. Okay.
Man, you going in right now. You know what I mean? We glued. I'm glued. I'm stuck. Like,
we, chosen ones, we become the anomaly. Now, I use this as an example. Okay. This is the movie The Matrix. Some people think it's literal. I don't think it's literal. Okay. I think that it's an allegory based off of hijacking of consciousness of those who, you know, put out ideas, stories to design or to push you to think a certain way that is outside of yourself. All right. If you notice, even when Neo and all of them are plugged, the children are plugged into the matrix, it goes right here in the back of the pineal gland. So this is an obvious influence over your consciousness. But us chosen ones, we exist outside of this current reality. But we can re-enter the matrix at will. Why? Because we are protecting the innocent and we're helping freeing minds. We're creating. We can't do that outside of anything. We don't have the fear. Now, we can teach others how to leave the matrix, okay? Tell them how to free their minds, how to move, and put them in protective custody. That's what I call it, protective custody. Those are those that are being divinely protected from all of the mess that is going on this earth, right? You have a group of people here. These are the freed minds. These are the protected. They have nothing to do with the matrix anymore. They already left it. But here, look at the chosen ones. We're in it. We're not afraid of it. We come and go at will, because we have a mission to do. So we go into the matrix to find information, to change information, to infiltrate from the inside out. You will find chosen ones in every industry here. Even if the industry itself is bad, evil, or negative. When the Creator puts his troops on the ground floors, we're going in those. We don't run from it. We protect those who are too weak to deal with it. We go in it ourselves, and we hit these politicians and these government systems and shake it up. We hit the music industry. We shake it up. We hit everything, our counties, our educational systems. We hit it. We're not afraid of it. Why? Because why would we be afraid of something that we helped create? Now, that's going to be a little issue the way that I presented that. But I told you before, we are co-creators of this reality. So if you are participating in things, you're helping it. You're helping expanding it. Okay. So we didn't just get here overnight. There has been many of humans going along with status quo, helping build the status quo. We helped create the issue. We must destroy it. Do y'all understand? Okay. This is what I consider the astral world, seeing things behind the veil. Does it have to look that glum? No, but that's the representation that they put on in the matrix. So as you can see, these chosen ones, these earth angels, okay, those who are here on divine assignments, they work with humanity, they work with the world, the matrix system, and they work in the astral realms. This is where they access their divinity, either through their meditations, their dream states, astral travels, whatever it is. But this is how you start operating multidimensionally. So when we hear that term multidimensionally, I am taking the spookism out of it. I'm showing you that we can do this every single day, and it's very easy based off the way that you are thinking. Okay? So here's where we can deal with the divine. Here's where we can deal with the false reality. Here's what we can do with the real reality. All right? But you have the ability to do that. You bounce around. All right. Let's keep going. We're going to identify the influence. In case you guys have not been paying attention, Netflix has been coming out with all types of shows talking about the ancestors. All right. And they are coming all over. Netflix has been doing it. Hollywood has been doing it. You got this show out here called Lucifer, where you have this energy that is actually telling his side of the story. And what was his side of the story? Oh, that he was treated unfairly, that he shouldn't have been imprisoned on this planet. Okay. So you're hearing different perspectives of the ancients starting to come through. This is not imaginative, guys. This isn't Hollywood just sitting around making up these stories. You have to understand that. You have to be able to see beyond the veil. These are channeled messages of each of these beings and ancestors from their ages, their dispensation of time, coming to you to share information from their perspective. Because up until now, all we had was writings to go by. All we had is other people teaching us, who they were and what they were and who they weren't. Right? But what you're starting to see in real time is the ancestors and the influence of these ones, these fallen ones, these ancient ones, these ascended masters coming forward now. Okay. And human beings are channeling this information and bringing them out in story time so that you can see. Also down here, these are new and old influences over this realm hidden to you in plain sight. All right. These are the tallest statues in the world. Have you not noticed that all of them are mirrored after an ascended master or an L? This is letting you know these have been the influences over this realm this entire time. The funny part about this is, as we start to transition and go through our ascension process, many of us are going to come into contact with them on the physical plane. You are? If you haven't already. Okay. But hidden in plain sight, these are those who have mastered this realm and left. But their energy, their teaching, their influences is still here. And their energy is still here amongst humans. All right. We are showing you all of this. All right. It's being revealed revealed to you so you can start seeing it. You have to start seeing it for yourself to understand it. Okay. I want to go here really quick. You have to learn to see multi-dimensionally. So they show you Doctor Strange, right? And when you watch the Doctor Strange franchise or the Marvel franchise, you see him, he does this, like he's going through different timelines and trying to figure out what the optimum timeline is to be. We do the same thing. Hollywood exaggerates it, but I'm going to bring it to you in practicality. Best decisions are made when they are balanced. Okay. So you have some that only go by the heart. You have some that only goes by logic. Both of them can get you in trouble if you don't balance them both. Okay. How many wars have been fought over love, over just going by the heart, off of emotion, and not balancing out what this possible outcome could look like? Is this a temporary feeling? Okay. So we balance here and here, and then we make the decision. Does it connect? Okay. Are they in opposition? If they are not in opposition, then we can move forward. All right. But if you're finding yourself in a constant conflict of what logically can happen, you have seen the outcome versus what your emotional state says it, you are going to be in a state of confusion. And chances are you will not make the best decisions for yourself. Okay. The second one, best decisions are made when they are multidimensional. So we're looking at the outcome of your personal journey, but you're not journeying on this realm by yourself. You have families, you have wives, you have children, you have communities, right? So we first look at ourselves, because we cannot teach anybody anything if we're jacked up. You know what I mean? If we don't have ourselves together, how are we going to be an example to others? So we first do that. Then we assess the outcomes of others. All right. We're just not going to leave it. This could work beautifully to me. Okay. But how is it going to affect my mom? How is it going to affect my child? How is it going to affect my husband? How is it going to affect my family, my wife? So, excuse me, we have to take it step beyond that. Then we don't stop there. Then we process information for the outcome for future generations. I make this decision now. How is it going to affect my grandchildren? How would it affect my great-grandchildren? Okay. This is how we learn to see multidimensionally. We also look at the outcomes for humanity. So then when I'm saying this, I'm talking about your own communities, your nations, your cities, things of that nature. I make this decision and do this. My parents, I'm going to be okay. My family is going to be okay. But what is it going to do to my neighbors? All right. Once you start balancing all of these things out, you make clear decisions. Then you have to estimate the worst scenario. So instead of sitting there and going through every single timeline that could possibly exist, all right, when we process the pros and the cons of things, the first thing, or the easiest way to do this, is to look for the worst case scenario in any decision. Not saying that it is going to happen to you, but if you can handle the worst case decision and be okay with that, or the worst case scenario and be okay with that, then chances are you have the ability to make a righteous decision. This is how we see multidimensionally. We're looking at every outcome, every timeline, okay, every scenario, and we're weighing the heaviness of this, okay? And if it's something that we see can be positive, something that we see that can make changes, then we go along with it, all right? So this is what we mean by that. Now, a lot of times I do actually play out the whole thing, but I don't just play out the whole thing for me. I play out reactions in my mind too of others. That takes a lot of work, but if you are disciplined in meditation, it'll come easy to you because you'll sit there and you'll focus on that journey and its outcome. But remember, if you can handle the worst case scenario, you are designed to be okay. All right. Everybody's quiet. Let me go to the chat real quick. I don't know. Has anybody asked me a question yet? Because I can't see.
Oh, we just listening. You just going in right now. We just soaking it all in. You know what I mean? Whenever
Nobody,
if you want me to ask them some questions, we can. Or if you're still going in.
Talking? All right.
You going in right now.
Peace, beloved. Okay. Peace, nothing. Okay. Prime. LA, a prime example of that. I would like to hear the LA a prime example of that. So, okay, so I don't have any questions. Okay, good. So
yeah, matter of fact, yeah, if y'all got any questions.
That is the part 2. I know that it was a lot shorter because I went. That is the part 2 because I went in so more detail. You know, in the previous, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I went in a lot of detail in the previous one. I'm just reiterating on this one now. Okay.
Right.
The mind. I'm still processing. I'm have to watch this again with pen and pad. We're just processing. Dreadful Cosman, you will find a peace, beloved. First of all, you will find that this process is so much easier than what you think it is. It really is. Because part of even getting to this is accepting, understanding, or comprehending. Okay. And once you get that, you're going to see that it happens. You're going to see that everything that you are seeing sometimes is better to see here than it is with here. Okay. This fire says we are listening intently. Thank you so much, Angelic.
He head on. That's head on right there. That's what she's head on. I'm stuck. I'm like, huh? What'd you say? Questions? We listening. We glued right now.
I'm just trying to, help shape how we are processing our reality. Because remember what we said, perception. I'm gonna go back real quick because now
because you dropped some heavy gems. You know what I mean? That deserve damn near a rewind and shit. A pull up.
Y'all funny.
More fire. I gotta give some sound effects.
Yeah, that would be cool. Don't you realize that half of your issues in communication, half of the fights that you have to go through on this realm is really stemming from perception and perspective? Not having the ability to understand or process the angle that somebody else may be coming from. Not having the ability to see that, okay, or to identify with their reality. Is a person that's going to be in prison going to process a neighborhood fight the same way that a person that has lived in peace all their life and happen to see a neighborhood fight? One is going to automatically go to the extreme and be afraid of it. Okay, they're going to process this. Oh, it's still coming. We got to go out there. We got to get this fight going. We got to kill them, this, that, and the third, because that's his perspective of life right now. But for somebody that's peaceful and live in a peaceful neighborhood and a fight just happens to break out, what you're processing is, oh my God, we can't believe they got this far. Let's break them up. They're brothers and sisters. You're not going to automatically jump on that vein. A lot of our disputes can be handled if we just understand that it is our thoughts that is doing this, that is shaping our reality. Hold on for a second. I'm going to, I have to put this on pause for a second because it's saying my battery is dying and I need to plug up the laptop, okay?
All right, say less. We can take a little quick 5.
Okay. Wow. Well, I find this some kind of way.
Yo, give me a 1 in the chat if y'all getting this understanding, family. Sister Sophia going in right now, dropping that fire. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Got Sister Sophia going in, family. You know how we do. It's a vibes, vibes, vibes. Yes, I see the ones coming in. You see the love. Yeah, she's going in right now, you know what I'm saying? Going in. Real analytical, real detail. You know what I mean? Parallel concepts. metaphors. See what I'm saying? It's a vibe, family. It's a vibe, and we have her back. We back at it. You see what it is, family. We back at it.
I plugged it. I plugged this up. Okay, family. I'm not sure. Has everyone saw the original presentation that you're knowing that I'm building upon it? Has everybody seen the original presentation from my channel? Can you let me know?
You talking about this presentation you're doing right now on your channel?
No, I'm not doing this one on my channel. I did one on my channel that was the beginning of this. I wanted to know because I'm building upon that. But if you didn't get the first one,
drop it in the chat. Drop it in the Create a Game chat.
Okay.
Well, now yeah, drop it in the chat so we can go back and check it in case we missed it. Because a lot of times you be going live and having whole shows. I ain't even be knowing. I'd be like, hold on.
Okay, so it's not allowing me to talk in your chat.
What'd you say?
I haven't, but I definitely will check it out. Okay, so a lot of people have not seen it. All right, so in that presentation, I'm wondering, well, I don't know. Selah, do you want me to do it on your show or you want them to send them to me? I know Jaway has.
Yeah, we can do it on the show.
I know you have.
What's today? What's today? Sunday?
Today is Sunday.
Right. What about let's set it for Wednesday? If you ain't tied up.
Okay, I can do Wednesday. But if they're going to automatically go over there and watch it, then it'll be recycling unless you just want to have it on your platform as well.
Yeah, you be going in on that, Yeah, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Can we get an earlier start?
I would love to have an earlier start. You gave me the time.
Like afternoon, like noon. What about noon? What about noon Wednesday?
Noon. Okay, noon Wednesday. I will do the original presentation on Selah Shalom's channel so that you can know how to piggyback on what it is that I am expounding on. Okay, but I am telling you guys that if you can grasp this, if you can grasp the concepts that I'm saying, and you can learn how to process your information, the things that happen to you, that goes on in your life, and et cetera, if you can learn how to transmute that, okay, you become a mental alchemist. And when you become a mental alchemist, everything works for you because you are operating in your faith, you're knowing, and you are co-creating. You are putting your hands to the things that you're supposed to be doing, therefore assisting in its manifestation. If you learn how to alchemize a negative situation to a positive situation, you're just increasing. You're just increasing your comprehension, increasing your abundance, increasing that light energy that you have. All right. This is very, very easy to do. Just learn how to, I know Hollywood makes it all, wild and things like that. And we think we're going to operate in Hollywood, but it's not the way that it's going to go. It's going to happen here. Okay. It's going to happen here. Right. And it's the way that you set your thought processes in motion. Okay. You will see that once you transition to a state of peace, a state of unconditional love, you're now under the highest law, then the things that are surrounding you will start to manifest and reflect that which you put out. But our ancestors have been telling us for a very long time about the power of thought. Okay. It's a lot deeper than what you thought. It is. But remember, I knew that was going to happen. Think about that, guys. Think about why you are warned not to do something. If it hadn't already played out, there would be no need for no warning. If a disaster wasn't already there, then it would be you needed to hear this yesterday. I'm sorry, N.E. Banks, something happened. Or do you want to share? I don't. He's crying. Sounds like knowing how to operate in natural law. We learn how to operate in natural law, but we also learn how to operate in spiritual law. Those of you who have that direct connection, if you have that direct connection, you automatically are going to be taught how the spiritual laws work, how the higher laws work. You're going to know what governs this realm, the physical realm. You're going to be, where can I download that? We're going to, if you're going to know what the spirit, the material realm laws are, then you're going to be able to know what the spiritual divine laws are. Then you're going to gravitate to the cosmic laws. Each step that you take frees you. We weren't here to be slaves. We know that. All right. But once you gain mastery over these things, you do become sovereign. You become sovereign unto the creator. And now you hey, hey, Selah, I think your your channels do that thing. We're starting to freeze.
Yeah, it broke up a little bit.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all?
Yeah, it sounded pretty.
Say it again?
You back.
Okay. All right. Now, I want to hit on something, that I think.
You know what though? Hold on, let me interject because I like how you broke down. I really like how you broke down the kitchen law. That right there, that right there sealed the deal for me right there because you showed how you're under a law for a certain amount of time,
right?
Until you gain mastery of that law, and then that law becomes non and void. That alone, in a nutshell, is so deep because that shows you how ascension works, but then it shows you how people are bound by the law and cannot rise higher than the law, like your Hebrew Israelites,
right?
Your Muslims, your Christians, basically your religious people. They're bound to they're bound to not touching the stove. They still there with it. We over here cooking gourmet meals over here. And they scared to touch the stove.
Right.
You know what
we
I mean?
own the restaurant.
Like, that was an excellent breakdown right there. And I like the breakdown with how you deal with the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, that may be something to do right there, like, because it's a couple movies that could be, put in that perspective with the spirituality like that. That's pretty dope. You know what I mean? And that's what I like.
Yeah.
The creative factor. It's like, although you may hear us read from the Owaspy a lot, but at the same time, it's all about being creative and creating your own concepts and ideas and becoming a procreator and a creator, of course, without just reciting scripture.
Right.
So when I see somebody go off the grid and start creating, I'm like, yo, this is what I'm talking about right here. Because now what you're bringing forth can become written literature. Oh, shit, this is what Sister Sophie said, and boom, boom, boom. Now your book is another Owaspy because you've downloaded direct information from Creator and put it in a perspective that's uniquely to you, only to you. And now you're sharing it with the world, and niggas quoting these quotes like, oh, where'd you get that from? Oh, boom, over here. And that's what it's about, you know what I mean? Ascension,
and all of us have the capability of doing this. This is not unique to me, okay? Those of you who have come from one system to the next system, to the next system, to the next system, will be doing the same thing. If this world, all right, was to go through a catastrophic whatever, and we know how each time there's a new age that's introduced, a lot of the old history starts to become, buried, right? So we keep digging and digging, and we're finding ancient artifacts. We're finding things that have been buried in the old earth, and we're getting this new revelation. There's still, but that was 10 years ago. About 10 years ago, there were still 30,000 scrolls that had not been interpreted yet. I'm sure that we have gotten to some of those now, especially with the aggressiveness of these universities that are trying to either debunk spirituality or confirm it. Okay, we become very, very aggressive with that. But what you need to understand is and people start digging, guess who are going to be the new prophet? Who are they going to be looking for? Who are they going to see? They're going to see your writings. They're going to see my writings. They're going to see the writings in this chat. They're going to see people that are putting out their experiences, because if you think about your religion, when you're reading these books, they're coming from perspectives of the people that are writing it, how they are relating to the Creator, how angels appeared to them. Okay, what was the enemy during that time? How did they appear to them? They're writing from their perspective and their unique relationship with the Creator. What makes you think we're not called to do the exact same thing? Okay, the only way that we evolve as a species, evolve as a consciousness, and have the ability to reunite back with the Creator is if we start to adapt the mind of it. And once you start adapting the mind of the Creator, you know that you are here to create. That's it. Now, you are teaching. Some of you have unique calls, and I watch when you have these unique calls because y'all are amazing when you do it. Some of you have unique calls to say, okay, there might be somebody in here, or a few of you in here who know the OWASP inside and out. All right. Your call may be to break others out of a religious system. You might not want to go any further than that. You might not have to go any further than that, because that call is significant in itself. If you have the ability to free a mind, you are fulfilling your obligation. It's just that we have to figure out more productive ways in doing it so that everybody can be relatable in their level of comprehension. Now, we smack a toddler's hand, but you're not going to smack an adult's hand. You see what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to deal with people on the level that they are on. Right? You can have your unique gifts, your unique calls, and you walk in it, and you don't let anybody, not myself or anybody else. That's why I say, if you don't agree, it's okay. I'm okay with it. Okay? Because I know that you're unique in your own right. I know it. Okay? So I'm never upset with anybody. Now, for the children that are still stuck in certain religious practices, it's simply because they did not grasp or comprehend the meaning of what it was designed to do. Okay? Everything that we do, or any type of practice, or any type of spirituality, is material to reflect the immaterial. So, learning, being strict under these laws, thou shalt not, on how to live peaceably. Okay? All we're trying to do in those tenets, and if you're able to pull from each of these religious systems and see that they're saying the exact same thing, how do we relate her? How do we relate to humanity? How do we live peaceably? How do we grow together? How does each one teach one? If you're able to comprehend the meaning of why certain things were done, you don't have to do it. Okay? Hello? Why are you smiling? Y'all just got me sitting there talking, nobody saying anything?
I'm in my multi-dimensional test. No, I'm just laughing at Tifa because she was like, she's in my my town, and it's raining crazy out here. So her power went out, and she asked me, "Do I still got power?" And I'm like, "I'm still alive, ain't I?"
Sissy,
I'm multi-dimensional, so I'm still chiming in what you're saying and chiming into what the chat's saying. So, you know what I mean? See, you just broke down, like you just broke that down, though. You know what I mean? Being multi-dimensional within a dimension. You know what I'm saying? Or being multitasking.
Right.
But no, go ahead though, sis. Keep building. Look at Dreadful Cosmo. Right. We listening?
Right. Yes, because we had it in the past. Things are not impossible. Right. Multitasking, multi-thinking. We will have the ability to speak and comprehending the principles behind it. Okay? Then you don't have to go, and it even tells you that. It even tells you, no man, this is for the Hebrew Israelite community. This is for the Hebrew Israelite community. Did it not tell these guys in the Bible that at a certain time and place, I, God, will pour my spirit out on all flesh? No longer will you have to go to your brothers and sisters saying, where's the law? Because the law's already going to be within you. Now they're preaching it, kindergartner. Okay? We shouldn't be having to look up things. It's already in us. You know right from wrong, or is not allowed to touch the stove. And so therefore they're perpetuating a form of righteousness outwardly, but didn't comprehend the meaning. So there's no inward transformation. And if there is no inward transformation, then there cannot be any outward revelation.
Hey, let me tell you something, yo. You'll be a cold-blooded debater, yo. You'll be a cold-blooded debater, yo. I'm telling you. The way you put your concepts together, if you focusing and harnessing on the motherfucker, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you get it in. I don't
even want to debate because it's going to be hard for me. Number one, it's unfair. What'd you say?
No, you'll get it in. Like even like off topic, but I'm not all about debating all the time. But the field we're in, that may come up. You know what I'm saying? But the way you present and articulate, and if you was to harness in on a subject matter, you'll be dangerous. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You'll be dangerous.
Well, thank you for that. But
no, go ahead though.
It's because I put scriptures, concepts, ancient writing to life. That's why I want to use real life application so that you can understand that we ain't got to reach for no moon. It's in your everyday lives. The lessons around you are in the everyday life if you just learn how to see it. If you just know how to comprehend it. Oh, that's what that was designed to teach. I don't need it anymore. I got it. All right. So now I'm going to put it in application. And now that I'm going to put it in application, I'm going to see if it works for you. That's the ultimate way to discern what is righteous and what is not. You got to see its fruit. It has to manifest in your life. If I'm looking way above somebody's head, like say, I don't get none of this, but challenge yourself and do it. And if it works for you, then you can accept it. If it doesn't work for you, then you just reject it. It's all about the fruit. Even when it comes down to religion, I have brothers and sisters all over religion. Okay. I have Christians. I got Hebrew Israelites. I got Kemet. I got Hindus. I got Buddhists. I got shamans. I got all of those as friends. What I am observing is if whatever tenet they are using as their foundation, because they're never going to stay there. None of us are ever just going to stay there. Whatever tenet that they are using in their foundation, I have to observe, is it making them a better person or is it making it worse? If it's making it worse, I might have to come to you and say, hey, you might want to rethink about what it is that you're studying. But if I'm seeing you and you're Muslim and I'm Christian, but see, like all of a sudden, your thoughts, you're becoming the best version of yourself. I'm not going to question that. Here's a secret why. Every single messed up religious system that we had out here on this plane, there is an agreeable at this moment in that system trying to rewire it and reshape it and teach the truth from the inside out. It is. And that's why I'm not fighting. Okay. Right. They have no other choice. See, like y'all know that. Y'all faithists know that. You know that these fallen ones have no other choice but to correct what it is that they have done before they can accept. So that is what we are doing. That's why it's not bothering me. That's why it's not bothering me. I have to see how it is affecting your spirit, how it's affecting your soul before I can make a judgment call on that. But if you're still elevating for that temporary, I'm going to bless you and send you on your way.
Right.
Just don't hurt me.
Don't hurt no chopped off go heads.
Don't hurt us. But most of us will know. You're special, guys. You are, like I said, that's not her purpose, though. Angelic, thank you. I agree that it's true. Selah, I just came back. Okay, check my slate.
But nah, this is
Funny to
interesting
me.
though. This is
But
interesting.
anyway, um, how you relate in this realm. There are things that you can do. Your life, even though you may have all of these obstacles, the Creator takes care of you. How many of you have been in a position where you may have been homeless, or you may have lost your job, or you missed your vehicle, or you may have things that may have just crumbled around you, but you find out that no matter what, you're still taken care of. And anything that you lose, you'll get it right back. The reason why is there's a duty to protect you on this realm. There's a duty to assist you on your path. So whatever man can't provide for you, the Creator does. You understand? We may fall down, but we never stay down. It's impossible for us. You just have to know it. If you do not know it, then you're going to struggle in this realm. And most chosen ones come from a hard background. We wasn't good out here. I cut up a lot in my 20s. Okay? Most chosen ones went through a hard in one way or another. Maybe you've been in prison. Maybe you went through these things because you had to experience. You have to experience, and you bring that along in your journey. Okay. Now if you're a person that may have went to prison, now you can relate to people that are coming in it or coming out of it. You start to relate to everyone. And you take those experiences, you transmute it. Okay. You transmute it. You don't look at it as negative anymore. Don't look at it negative. You already, if you did make a mistake, okay, so what? All right. But now you're going to transmute that, and you're going to say, okay, I needed that. I needed that experience. I needed that experience so I can know what to do, what not to do. I can help my brother and my sister, and I become wise. Every obstacle that you overcome, you become wise. Now, once you become a certain amount of wise, now is when you start to learn how to co-create, so you don't have to experience it no more. You already graduated that school. Got
it? Got it. You going there right now. That's crazy. This is amazing.
That's all. We transmute. That's right, Angelic. Transmute. Train yourself to do it.
Right. You basically establishing the kingdom within. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You showing.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah, because you still got to feed the minds of the believers. So, they say the kingdom is within, but that structure you're showing is the mechanics of the kingdom within. You see what I'm saying? The principalities, the concepts, perceptions, perspectives, dualities, multi-dimensional tasks. All that is within. And whoever's capable of perfecting that is perfecting the kingdom. And the kingdom must have a king.
I like the way you put that.
Hey, you know what I mean? I'm on your type of time. This is my type of time right here. Being creators, especially with the words, because we are MCs.
That's right.
So we're going to create as we speak.
That's
we're
right.
Going to produce worlds with our vocabulary. So like you said, this is, a breakdown of the kingdom within, how to function within the temple. Huh? I hear you.
I said I wouldn't consider myself an MC just yet. I'm still playing. I'm still playing around with that music thing.
I like them joint, man. You know what? I should have got you to send me that joint earlier. I would have played that joint. That joint is hot.
Oh no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. So this is me. This is what I'm telling y'all. We ain't perfected out here. Even now, I get like that. I second guess myself, but I push through.
Yeah, that's part of it. See, that's
all we can do.
That's when you concealing who you really are. When I'm gonna do better, but you a master of what you do. The way you just spoke just now, just determined to show me. So if you say I don't know what the music, you just hiding the fact that you was nice. You know what I mean? And I understand. You know what I mean? It's just about working on delivery in the studio, or whatever. But it's all about how the words are put together. The delivery and painting, getting the vocals and how you want to say it, that'll come later. But it's all about how you have the penmanship of the pen. You know what I mean? Once the lyrics is on point, it's just a matter of delivery at the end of the day. And the more you do it, the more practice you do, you know what I mean? You're going to perfect that. You're going to hear yourself. You're going to hear them harmonic notes, what notes to tap in. You know what I mean? What note to ride a little bit longer than, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you like you say, they're just really riding the frequency of music. Because, you know, with music, you have some, like a real artist is one who writes to the music. An MC or a rapper is one who just produces lyrics without a beat and then try to find a beat to match the lyrics. But when you synchronize the lyrics to the beat, that's harmony. Because I hear like battle rappers, they rap over beats and it doesn't sound like a song. It can sound like somebody spitting over a beat. But then you have somebody who know how to harmonize and synchronize the music, and it sounds like a damn motion picture with lyrics. You know, well,
I got good support. Anytime I do something, I send it to you, Bronx Yogi, and Taz. Y'all are my 3 go-to people. Why? Because y'all will be honest. So when Bronx Yogi said back to me, you need to go to get the distortion out of these harmonies all jacked up.
That's exactly just speaking. He's just speaking on. He's just speaking on the engineer side of things. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's okay. That's okay. You know, because engineering and mixing and EQ, and that's another talent. But as far as the lyrics and the songs that you presented, it's on point. You know, you could always get a good EQ and master down the line. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. But the song got to be hitting first. You know what I mean? So if the song hitting, that'll come later. Because a lot of times, even the artists back in the day, when they'll come out with a single and then it'll get picked up and it'll get remastered, re-engineered, and then pushed out as a single and as what we know it to be. But then when you hear the pre-demo version, it's unorthodox, it's unmixed, it's not really mixed like that. You know what I mean? So all that'll come later. But as long as the song hot, that's what it's about first. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. And that's why I appreciate you guys. Y'all going to tell me that. You know, and I have friends on my end that I send it to. I have, you know, an artist, Ty, and Tanisha, and they're both very, like, they can sing. Like, these are really talented people. So if they send that track back and be like, you got some work to do, I'm gonna do the work. I'm gonna do the work.
I'm thinking,
because I want that to take constructive criticism.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is that people are paying attention to the lyrics. Because see, you're dealing with people who deal with lyrics. You're not dealing with somebody who just is into the vibe, not really paying attention to the lyrics when the party in. It's not a party song. It's a song you got to pay attention to. So if the lyrics is clicking, it's like, okay, damn, she doing it like this. What else she got then in the archives? Is she doing this? And it's like, you know what I mean? You coming with that, how music used to be when you had concepts and you write to the concepts, whether it be a love affair, you know what I mean? Or whether it be whatever the case may be, but it's like the stories is missing in hip hop these days. You know what I mean? The
storytelling.
The storytelling. That's what really solidified the game, really.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on, and it's really just to heal. You know, I ain't trying to go nowhere with it. You know, I'm just having fun expressing my creativity. Why? Because why not?
Right, exactly.
Life has gotten away.
And then you got social media. You throw it up online. You never know what happened. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not bold enough to do that yet, Selah. I'm not quite there yet, but maybe
it's coming.
I'm not bold enough to do that. I'll share it in the chat with you guys, and I'll put it on, you know, my YouTube channel. But then, other than that, I'm not promoting that because I can't even. I feel weird hearing myself. Do you realize that I don't even go back and listen to, you know, my videos that I put out? I can't watch myself on the screen.
I think everybody goes through that right there, though.
Oh, okay.
I ain't never heard an MC that liked their voice. Everybody never liked their voice when you listen to rappers and they tell their story.
Yeah. So yeah, I won't watch myself, and I don't like listening to myself. But you know, I get the feedback from the family, you know, people that I care about, and yeah, everybody's doing wonderful. You know, at this time, I'm really proud of y'all, because what I have just noticed, I you know, bounce around. You know, I think I'm subscribed to all of you. You know, this on. I think I got the Sissy. Maybe 2 days ago, I just subscribed to her channel. I didn't know she.
When you go live, though, you got some shows, just drop it in the chat, though. Yeah, drop it in the chat. Anytime you go live,
Okay.
I got a show coming up, just drop it in the chat as a reminder. Because sometimes I'll be like, looking 3 days later, I was like, huh? When this went down? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So everybody can
I'll
chime
do
in
that.
and get them likes up so that it'll work them algorithms.
Cause y'all have been going in too. You know, I've been sitting there. Okay, if y'all don't see me in the chat room, it's chances are I'm watching it on my big screen. So if I'm watching it on my big screen, you're not going to know that I'm in the chat room. If I'm watching it from my phone, then I'll typically talk. But I have noticed that y'all have been interviewing, people, and just I can just feel it. I can feel it, and it's getting me really excited. And y'all hitting on some real school stuff too. Random question at Selah, where you get? Oh, what's no way you
gang,
can shirt, Selah?
You know how we do.
Who did that?
All right, so check it. Huh? They say 369
Who did
in the
that?
back.
I want to know too.
Shannon. I don't know if he in the chat, man. I got to get his I'll send you his Facebook, but he be printing up the shirts and stuff like that. I got another one, the long sleeve black. He got the Creative Gang on there too. But yeah. He cool people, Joe. He cool peoples.
Isn't there also someone a part of the Creative Gang that has a clothing line? I thought I saw that one of our brothers.
Yeah, that's matter of fact. Let me show a quick fast. That's
Zion or the other one?
That's Bronze Yogi. The
Bronze Yogi.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. He got
okay, guys.
I think it's called Kaz Clothing Lines.
Okay. There you go. Bronze Yogi and the Dreadful Kaz.
Kaz Clothing right there, For all y'all, you know what I mean? Want to get your Kaz clothing, hit up the God. See that? Create a gang.
I like that.
See that? We putting in work out here. We just ain't talking. We got our accessories, all type of goodies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Bronze
creativity.
Yogi. Right. Shout out to Bronze Yogi.
See how he's getting ready to establish his own empire?
Right.
He's getting ready to establish that generational wealth. He's getting ready to bring into something that's what we all need to be doing, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, coming.
Like e-commerce, e-commerce Shopify game right now, yo, you can really get it in right now, yo. If you got a product to sell, or you know what I mean, nigga, you can take these right here, like you could take these motherfuckers. If you got a goddamn cat slogan, nigga, this shit'll sell. You know what I'm saying? That's I bullshit you not. You know what I mean? It's the hustle. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I could take these lighters right here, put Selah Shalom on it, and create a cat slogan and sell it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right now, the e-commerce and Shopify game is crazy. Yeah, you get a website, throw this up, put a price on it, pay a couple dollars to get some marketing. Next thing you know, you clocking dollars. That's how crazy the game is right now. You know what I'm
saying? That's what I'm talking about. Those paper plays was funny though, but that's what's up. Guys, I don't have anything else to talk about, but I am.
Well, let me see if anybody got some questions.
Anybody has a question, or
let's get to the questions. Put a question in the answer based off what you heard, or if you got just a question in general you want to ask.
If I don't know it, I'm torn.
You see, the sister is sharp. Even if she don't know it, even if she know a little bit of it, she'll make it seem like she know what the fuck she talking about, regardless. So, you know what I mean? If you got your questions, throw them in the chat. Let me ask you this: what you think about? Would you put the Kemetic community with those who was given the law not to touch the stove, or would you give them cooking hot dogs, or would you give them mastery of the gourmet? And I'm not talking about the ancient Egyptians. I'm talking about today's time. Like you got the Hebrews of today,
You're
the Christians
talking about
of today.
As a whole?
You're like the Kemetic community as today. Who rep the Kemetic community, just like though you got the Hebrew Israelites.
I don't think they have mastery. But I do believe that there's masters amongst them. If you're talking, it's hard for me to judge because there are some that are in the Kemetic community that I can tell when they're talking is really going to higher levels. Okay, they it's the way that they present themselves. It's the tenets that they're standing for. It's morals and their ethics. There are some who can stay in that righteousness. Okay, they're just going through the process the way that we were, and they're going to get there. But as a whole, if you're constantly seeing people beefing all day, how do you judge that? What do I have to go by? I'm going to automatically have a negative assessment if I didn't know some of these people personally.
Got you.
Hello?
So they kind of in the same category with the rest, like as far as the Christians, the Hebrew Israelites, the Muslims, where they kind of like in this box, and it's like I'm better than you. Oh, this is better than yours. You know, we
Right.
only talk that shit when it's time to debate, but we don't be on that. We be talking about vortexes and created worlds and inhabited, and when the world is going to become uninhabited. We on some next level shit when we talk. We only come down to the lower levels when it's time to debate and beat up niggas' gods and false gods and stuff like that. But for the most part, you know what I mean? We building on high level science. You know what I'm saying? Spirituality at its highest.
I understand. But, you know, even in the Kemetic community, you're still going to have the exact same thing. You're still going to have the babes. And then you're going to have some of them that are a little bit higher. Would I debate Nepal or Naphtali? Dreadful Cosmine. Why? Those are my sisters.
But I ain't gonna lie though, you
they're complete.
Hold up now, but you on the real, yo, like
journey.
You on them levels. I ain't gonna lie, you'll give them a run for their competition, yo. Like, goddamn it, you like the fucking Nepal for us over here, you know what I mean? Like the way you just be going in. Like if somebody give you a concept and the topic and the subject matter to speak on, regardless of what the topic is, the way you will present it, it's like bam, 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 back to back to back. That's how I am, explosive. So it's like when I get a debate forum, everything gonna be like bam, bam, bam. It ain't gonna be no let up. That's what these niggas don't understand. It ain't no let up. It's like this nigga's coming with consistent blows. So by the time I finish that first round, it's like, man, like ain't nothing else to come behind that with. You know what I mean? So I see you give that type of energy. You give it your all. You don't hold back. You don't give 50%. You hitting niggas with 95 to 99%, nigga. The miles per hour, the gas pedals on the floor. Niggas is like, yo, slow down, nigga. You got the gas pedal on the floor. Nigga, ain't no let up, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
So we're You're freezing. You're freezing a little bit, Selah. You're gonna have to. You're freezing.
A word.
Did you hear me, Selah? You were frozen. No, you can talk now, but you
have
to
I hear you clear.
Some of it I didn't hear.
I guess the energy got so goddamn. I sped up the frequency and it started fucking with the electrons and shit. But no, I was just saying, like, you know what I mean? It's like when you win the ring or like when you present, it's just back to back information. It's like consistent. You know what I'm saying? It's consistent, like consistent blows. You just hitting them back to back to back. And I was just saying, like, even when I debate, if I'm in that setting, or if I have to be in that setting, it's like it's no let up. It's just like bam, bam, bam. It ain't no let up. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, nigga, let the foot off the gas a little bit, nigga. Slow down some. It ain't no slow down. So I see when you go in, that's how you go in. It's like nuclear bomb dropping. It's like bam, 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 bam. It's like you just spitting. You know what I mean? You remind me of me like how I go in. Like when we go in, we go in. It ain't no let up. We damn near ain't even pausing. We just going in. So it's like when you be talking, I'm like, yo, this motherfucker here ain't no joke. I'm looking at the peaceful presentation, yeah, and then I'm looking at it's like with the music, for example. Coming back to the music, I'm a songwriter. You know what I'm saying? I write songs. But then you have that element where you have battle rap material, where you may write raps talking about how you the baddest MC. Can't nobody mess with you. When you get in that element, you dangerous. You just as dangerous as those in the highest in the house of consciousness over there. With the Nepals. That's the reason Dreadful Cosmine even recommended considered saying that. Because he know what he see. He a Libra like me. Libra gangs, well, we analytic. We analytic. You know, we wordsmiths. Some of the greatest rappers are Libras. Wordsmith, Eminem, Wordsmith, Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? So when we hear somebody going in who got delivery,
yes, Leah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, we got a question. All right, I'm going in. Let me see what we got here. We got a question from Jamie. My light's just flicking. Question: to understand
That's not
our
Jamie.
past purpose.
I think her name is Jamia.
Jamia, yeah, that's Jamia.
All right. To understand our path purpose, should we ask in prayer, meditation, or meditate and observe life? Why not do both? Anytime I want to know something, I ask, okay, and then I sit back and watch it play out. If I don't get a complete answer right then and there, okay, if I'm not hearing right then and there, and it's just something that I have to marinate on, sometimes prayers are answered through your experience. So you do both. Prayer, meditate and observe life. You do both. I'm Jamia, right? I'm Jamie to say
Jamie. Oh, I said what I say, Jamia. I'm just making up shit. I told you I mess up everybody's name, yo. Dreadful Cosmo said. This is what Dreadful Cosmo said. He responded back with.
Now here he go. Okay, Dreadful Cosmo. You have to understand when it comes down to, you know, what my mission is. I really am focusing on the divine feminine. Okay, so it caused a conflict of interest when I get to arguing and debating with women that need to be on the same vein that I am and perfecting this. Then it just looks like we can't even unify enough to get anything done, because that's what it looks like to the men. When I sit down and I observe things like that, okay, you will hear these. Well, what do they call stereotypes? Oh, why are you being emotional like a woman? Why are you acting like a little hoe? Why are you acting like a little girl? You know, why are you being like that? Okay. And they target that to us. But when I'm observing this reality, who is doing the most fighting? It ain't us. Right? That house of consciousness, right? It's not us. So what I am trying to do, look at this, what I am trying to do is get the sisters, you know, I want to get the sisters to be able to stand in their power and speak their truth. It's very difficult for me to debate somebody if it's something is working for them. Now, I'm just going to throw this out. I'm just going to throw this out, and this is for you to think about it. If a religious system, or any system for that matter, is not working for somebody, would they still be in it? If I went outside and prayed to a tree and asked the tree to get me all of this and that, and it never happened, would I still keep going back to that tree? No. So apparently, people that stay in their beliefs is because something is working for them. Okay? Even if it is the baby realm, or I'm not even going to say baby, say it's the beginning. Something is working. Nobody practices nothing if they don't see fruits of it. So now it's like, okay, if Christianity did not work for me, it's why it didn't cause me to be the best version of myself. I had to go beyond that, but I still built on the tenets of the Bible, right? That's something that's still a part of me. That's not something that I can just get rid of. The Bible, the ancestor teachings and things like that is still very much a part of it, but it's my foundation. I'm building upon that, right? So with them, they're doing the exact same thing. I only will want to, you know, and I wouldn't even say you target or anything like that. I can only get upset if I see that it is in a negative. If it's causing somebody to go backwards. But it's obviously working if they are becoming, and they will have to gravitate on their own time. People have to gravitate on their own time. I can say things like this to you and it smacks you right in the face, Selah and Jamia. You know, you two can be like, bam, we got it. Nazarene faces too. Bam, we got it. Others, it might not be that easy. because what you're trying to do is tell them that what has been working for them that entire their life, and what's causing them to be better is now an issue. How do you transition that? You have to be an example to do that. You have to be an example. You can't argue nobody out of their beliefs. All you're going to do is create enemies. I don't argue nobody out of their beliefs. I will, however, bring about some type of truth, and get you to think about it. That's what I do. I challenge the mind. How do you know that you're a drag? I seen it. I seen it a few times. That's how I know. That's why I call myself that.
But don't they talk like with the Kundalini rising, with the Kundalini rising? Don't they describe that like a dragon or something like that?
And it was silver, it was white. And I'm not the only one. I have brothers and sisters that actually have that form. And when I asked about that form, like, why do we take on that form? I've heard that some of them do that because it's to mimic the constellations. So they take on these dragon forms, and it's expressive, for knowledge and stuff like that as well. So it's okay. We can have dragons. Some of them are going to be good. Some are going to be evil. Just like reptilians, some of them are going to be good. Some of them are going to be evil. Just like angels, some of them are going to be good. Some of them are going to be evil. We just have to judge everything by its fruits. If I'm saying anything to you guys, anything to you, right, and it's hurting your walk, okay, or doing something to get you against the Creator, leave me alone. Do not engage. But it is my intention of my heart to not hurt anybody's journey, but to help them start seeing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So.
But now, then you got the symbol of the dragon even in China. You know what I mean? They revere the dragon. Fierce creature. That's what I call myself sometimes.
Yep, wisdom, knowledge.
Niggas. I went from the. No, go ahead. You froze up?
No, I'm listening.
Oh, you back? Okay, all right.
I had nothing else to say.
No. You know what I mean? Cause that's an ill concept because, they call Yahshua the lamb. Then he's gonna come back as the lion. I'll be like, nigga, when it come time to eating up MCs or when it come time to debate, I'm like a dragon. Nigga. I'm consuming fire. I'm consuming out fire, roasting niggas. You feel me? So it's all metaphoric. It's more.
Right.
We come from the hip hop generation. We very metaphoric. You know what I mean? And the concepts, we use to describe, just like martial arts, the praying mantis style, the tiger style. These are animalistic styles that we utilize as humans to create a martial art, because each animal is perfected in its style, because the Creator made the animals perfect in nature, in a sense. The bear do what he do perfectly. The gorilla, the lion, each animal do what they do perfectly. So by mimicking the animals, you're mimicking perfection when practicing the art of martial arts. You know what I mean? It's just concepts.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So to call yourself a dragon, in a sense, who can be the dragon? The dragon spews out fire. So conceptually wise, the dragon is the goddamn king of the planet, technically. Because when you ever seen that movie Reign of Fire? If you ever check out that movie Reign of Fire.
That's true. And that's possibly why I kept being presented in that manner in the other realms. Because it's apparent that I'm not a dragon. You know what I mean? But
you see how I just described,
I was, seeing myself, that's how I was.
You see how I just described you just now previously, before this even came up, about how you were just dropping bombs, just hitting niggas, just consistent blows back to back? That's that dragon. That's that fire coming out, just consuming everything in your path, because you shutting shit down when you talk. You make niggas listen. You speak with authority. You see what I'm saying? So all that plays a part in presentation to speaking to people, even if it's at a meeting. We ain't even got to be speaking knowledge, nigga. You could be speaking marketing to niggas, and it'll still be the same approach. You see what I'm saying? You could be speaking, medical billing and coding, and it'll still be the same energy. That's that dragon energy. That's that high high tense energy. That's that fire. When you spew out that fire, niggas is getting. If they can't take the heat, get your ass up out the kitchen, like you said earlier. If you can't take the heat, what I'm bringing, it's either get your ass out the kitchen, or you're going to get roasted, or you're going to shine like the sun when this fire hits you, because it's going to reflect right back to you, because you can see the light in that person. You know what I'm saying? So ask your questions, bring it, because Shorty is definitely bringing that fire. You dig?
I'm looking at
this nigga Cosmo said, nigga, I'm going to choose a pit bull. And Cosmo the pit bull. When he get a hold of your ass, he just going to goddamn wiggle his head and he ain't letting shit go. Yeah, we be clowning over here, sis, so, don't mind us.
I know. Have you guys actually thought about that, though? What he was saying? Like, if you were to associate with an animal in that kingdom, who would it be? I am curious to see that.
I'm a dragon. The dragon's consuming everything. If dragons is real, I'm a goddamn dragon, because I'm coming through blowing. If I see a lion, I'm going to just blow fire and consume the nigga. If I see a pit bull, I'm going to just blow fire and consume the nigga and keep it, go fly somewhere else and burn everything in creation till I got to burn and me and another dragon fight. The only thing that can come is another dragon. Who's topping the dragon?
I don't know.
Giant squid.
But VP Man said he's a giant squid.
Well, now that'd be a good challenge, a squid and a dragon,
can he come on? Would he want to come on? Because that's the first time I ever heard anything like that. And I'm so curious about that vein of thought. Why did you choose a squid? Tammy G said, I'm a turtle. Angelic said a dragonfly. I love dragonflies. They are so transformable. So
laying on your hand and you see that up closeness and be like, get this shit off me.
Every time I see a dragonfly, I be thinking to myself, okay, so where's the transformation? Like, what's new going to change? Like, they're very symbolic to me. Dragonflies and butterflies. I love them.
Now, butterflies.
A squid, when you get him in his element, can't be next. All
right. Facts. Because water consumes fire, so he may have a point there. If I fall my ass,
praying mantis with dreads.
Praying mantis with dreads.
Yeah, so you better hope you can swim. You can breathe underwater because they can. Elijah 7 said he's not sure. And praying mantis with dread is funny. Now, a praying mantis is a scary boy. That's the one insect I do not mess with. They can eat flesh.
Look at Jamia being all sweet. I'm gonna be a hummingbird. Your ass gonna get consumed out in the jungle. Nah.
She's a butterfly.
The hummingbirds have short lives.
She's not, because she has dragons to protect her.
Ah, okay. Now we talking like that. All right.
She's not.
And honeybees is
so if they take her in a more pure
vegetarian
form,
too. Honeybees are vegan form. Now go ahead. I'm sorry.
Where's your honeybee? Jamia, if she is going to be in that, in that energy of being transformative, peaceful, and loving, nothing's going to happen to her because she's backed by dragons and pit bulls and squids. So we become, for the peaceful beings, okay, we may become the disagreeable, but that's a whole different story. Nothing's going to, that's sweet. That's sweet, Jamia. I like your butterfly hummingbird.
Yeah, that's peaceful right there. And the
King Cobra.
Who say that? King Cobra? Oh yeah, Brian.
Nazarene.
Somebody to the dolphin.
Is a cockroach a cockroach?
Huh? You said a cockroach.
Did somebody say cockroach? Wait.
Cockatrice.
Dolphin is sweet too. They're man's best friend of the ocean.
See, young Nazarene. Young Nazarene know this. Young dragon. He know what it is. Dragon gonna consume everything. We'll eat you alive, and then we'll burn you too. Like the Komodo dragon is just like a remnant of what we would. You ever seen the Komodo dragon eat some shit? Them niggas be consuming whole
so
days, yo.
I can't watch it. In the Golden Compass, the animal deity is a person spirit. Okay.
So now let me say, all right. So when you was going on that Matrix concept, because I like, the Matrix is so layered.
I could put a dragon in the sleep.
This nigga said I'd be marijuana.
CG.
So now, like I said, with that Matrix, right?
Yeah.
Now, so with
the
that
Matrix
Matrix,
takes
right?
place in the mind. It's a mental.
When you was like the Earth angels that got to walk through the Matrix, who would you classify them in the Matrix? Would that be Neo and what's the other dude name?
Yes. Morpheus
and all the crew,
Trinity.
basically.
Right. The crew that goes in are the Earth angels that is doing that. Okay. And we're protecting.
Got you.
Zion.
Got you.
Right. But, it's because the only reason why I brought that up that way is because, the spiritual community is very, very vast. Right. And, I deal with some people that is like, we got to leave the Matrix. We got to escape the Matrix. We got to get out the Matrix. We're scared of the Matrix for. We have mastery over it. Okay. We go in it. We handle our business. We get out. Because the whole idea is to reshape it and reform it. You can't be afraid of it. Now there are people who need to get out. Okay. There are people that need to get out. We want to keep them protected. But us, we're not fearing that. We got work to do out here. And you'll be surprised how much of your influence actually hits. Okay. You might not even see it. You could be the catalyst of somebody else's complete transformation and not even know who they are. Just by your giving to people, just by the way that you're loving people, this can happen. Yeah. And that's how we reshape the Matrix.
That's dope, yo. That's dope.
Yeah.
Let me see. Y'all got some questions. Throw some questions in the chat. Yeah, we don't went crazy with the goddamn animal concept, y'all.
I know that was funny.
All over the place with that.
That was very funny. I don't see so many things that debate shade become street fights. I'm just looking at this. I gotta scroll up. I gotta look at these animals again. We got a few dragons. We got a king cobra.
Hold on 1 second.
Cockatrice. Praying mantis. I'm telling you, praying mantis is deadly to me too. I'm not messing with that insect. They're just scary looking. God brought me to Selah after epiphanic event in 2013. Beautiful. And you've evolved since then and you've grown. So you're on the right track. I dare ask what that event is because it's probably not anything that you would want to share on the platform. But if you do ever get the guys to want to go ahead and share it, I would love to hear it. Do you know what he's talking about, Selah? Intentional daily living, angelic.
Oh, that's interesting.
There we go. Angelic.
God got me on his mind, yo.
Yes, it is.
No, I'm making a joke, but let me see. Y'all got some more questions?
So don't tell it.
Throw some questions in there.
Nobody wants to. Okay.
Do you think it's necessary for a priesthood?
Well, you got a smart group.
Yeah, they clowning right now, though.
What happened?
I said, do you think it's necessary for a priesthood?
I don't see it.
Is a priesthood necessary for spiritual advancement?
We're talking at the same time. I didn't hear you. Somebody said, "Is what necessary for a priesthood?"
Oh yeah. I said, do you think a priesthood is necessary for spiritual advancement?
Is a priesthood necessary for spiritual advancement?
Yeah, what's your take on that? Yeah.
See, like you breaking up. Well, we are priests, but not earthly priests. You know, no, not in this dispensation of time. We had priests and stuff like that to establish order, to establish foundations, not in this dispensation of time. We are kings, we are priests up until the creator, you know, but you don't have to have a literal priesthood at this time. What are you going to do? You're just going to rehash the same things that is over and over again. We become the priesthood, Melchizedek. Okay. Remember, like in the Bible, we had two completely different priesthoods, you know, the Levitical, and then we had the order of Melchizedek. And that type of priesthood served as a medium between the creator and the Elohim. So what the earthly priesthood did was try to mirror that kingdom priesthood. That's what we belong to. We don't have to have that here now. We have a relationship. We should have already learned, you know, everything that we need to learn. So why would we don't have to go backwards.
Backdrop. Good night. Y'all heard it. It's all about ascension. You know what I mean? She's showing and proving that she has graduated from the lower levels.
Yeah.
With us while we doing
I climbed out of hell, y'all. I climbed out of hell. I fought my way out of hell. This was beautiful, sis. Oh, thank you, Angelic. Thank you.
But God did tell us to follow the holy counsels of Orient. Okay.
Who?
What is the Holy Council of Orient?
What is the Holy Council of the Orient?
I guess that was a response to Arjun.
Yes, I'm curious too.
Yeah.
The Ashars and Asafs are with us while we dwell in carnal form. Yes.
We're talking about, the spirits, the angels, the ancestors. Right. That's interesting. I like that answer too. That's interesting. Y'all got some questions? Y'all ain't got no questions? What's up? Y'all bring some questions to the table so we can get some Q&As going. Y'all wild.
I don't really think they have a lot of questions because they're pretty. The group is pretty smart. I guess this is baby stuff for them. They're like, all right.
No.
Like I don't think that I'm saying any concepts that are far fetched. I don't. You know, I'm like. Is there anybody in there that thinks that I'm bringing out concepts that is far fetched or anything like that?
No, you right on cue. Everybody's in agreement. I could tell because, you know what I mean? If they like when I interview somebody whose concepts may be in question, they'll raise the question. They're like, ask, because like when I had Father Hasatan up here that one time, some of the things he was saying, the questions was coming crazy in the chat because he was saying things like, oh, okay, well, you know, I ain't gonna go through all that, but you know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? When you come in, taboo type of things, people are questioning. Yeah. But he's a cool brother, though. I ain't trying to say nothing bad about him.
Right.
Do you think, right here, here go a question.
Yes, Sharice, absolutely. I did when I was small. That's that's a very pure spirit. You're the closest that you are with the Creator when you're a babe. Yeah, they see them. You ever see the babies laying in the cribs and just smiling and laughing, or looking off and they're just just happy and things of that nature? Yeah, they're communicating with the angelic realm. Yeah, that's an innocent, pure soul before it gets corrupted by us, the parents.
Right. I hate that nigga.
But that happened. Right. What spiritual books is she reading at the moment? Me? I think the last book that I got it's actually underneath this. It's Carl Jung's book about alchemy. but I'm just reading for the concepts because I'm not applying it. What I'm trying to do is mirror what they're thinking it is and how they're operating with what I am doing. I just spend a lot of time in communication. I do. I spend a lot of time meditating, especially at night. I have a plethora of books. In my other room, I have a bookcase full of books from every walk and religious system that you could possibly imagine. I have it, even the dark ones. So when I was in my 20s and my early 30s, that's when I was reading. And when I got into my 40s, that's when it became practice. I had to be able to discern what I could use and apply to my life versus, what concepts people are just throwing out. If it doesn't work for me, I'm not going to promote it. I'm not going to teach it. If I don't see its application actually working, so I don't sit around and read that much anymore. I did that before. So now I'm just, communicating
Direct download
and trying to figure out, kind of that. Me too, up until age 4. I know you did. What's the best way to get through constant deja vu? I seem to have it a lot more as an adult. All right, so before I answer that, because it's a few versions of it, okay? What is the immediate feeling when you experience that deja vu? What's the first feeling that comes to mind?
Yo, I seen that before. First thing that could in my mind would be like, yo, I know I seen that before.
Right. I'm waiting for her to answer it. Well, if she can't answer it, if she can't remember right now.
How you say that? Tamija? See,
that's why I've been trying to get to do music with me.
Tamiji. Oh man, see, they about to scold me for this. I'm gonna just say Tam.
You butchering people's names?
I'm gonna say Tammy just for short. So Tammy, we waiting on your response to her question. What was the question again?
I wanted to know, because there's 3 forms that I have pretty much encountered during that time. What role do dreams? Okay, there's too many going out there. The best way to get through constant deja vu. All right, I'm going to do an overall thing, okay, when it's time to, approach the thing of deja vu. Typically, when you're going through that, it is a timeline reset. Tamiji, if you're experiencing it over and over and over again, you need to reflect on certain decisions that you have made. Okay. If you are constantly making the same exact movements, you're going to keep getting reset. Typically, when we experience deja vu, it's when, my PowerPoint presentation is down now, but it's when you're trying to get back on your optimum timeline. So a lot of that has to do with a certain decision that you have made, and now you have to reset, go back and try it again and try it again. Okay, that's one version. Another version is when you're finally getting to the point where you have caught up with yourself at key markers in your life, fated events. Okay, if the soul catches up with the perceived journey, you may experience it that way as well. All right. So what I would say to you, Miss, I can't even remember who I was talking to. That's messed up. I don't remember who I was talking to. Advice to you, Cherie. Or feeling the anxiousness and excitement and sadness. There is something that you have to reevaluate when it came down to your decision, so that you can get back on track. Other than that, it's going to always feel like you're resetting. Okay? Question: what role do dreams play in physical and spiritual life? They can play 2 different roles. Okay? One is the subconscious mind. So when we have dreams and things like that, and a lot of them are symbolic, etc., it could be something that is being revealed to you in your subconscious mind. A lot of times we think we've healed things that we haven't. We just pushed it down or got over it. You know what I mean? But A dream can be symbolic of something that is hidden in your subconscious mind that maybe needs addressing so that you can move forward. Or the second version of that would be getting direct messages from the divine prophetically, or to show you exactly where you are, or to assist your journey in some kind of way. So they're coming from two different places. You can have it from the subconscious mind, dealing with your everyday life and trauma that, or a situation that you have not perfected or addressed at that time, or you could be receiving downloads or communication from the divine to help you in some sort of way. Okay. And Eve Banks, interesting. I'm always having deja vu. Oh no, somebody put up here. Sis, do you see people coming? Like the ability to see their energy before they approach you. I typically feel it, not see it. Okay. And that's what clairsentience is about. And all of us have it. All of us have it. So you just have to learn how to fine tune it. But when you're having that clairsentience, that is when your body is able to feel the energy around you. And you'll know it. You might call it a vibe. Okay. You'll know when somebody's in your presence and they don't feel right. You know what I mean? Or if you're going to a party or something like that and you're like, I got to get out of here. I don't know what it is, but it don't feel right. So that's when it becomes clairsentient. If there is a negative or a dark being or a dark energy that it might be on its way, I'll start to feel it in my stomach first. I will. I'll start to feel it around my sacral chakra. For some reason, the sacral and the roots always get affected if it's negativity. You know, the heart and the throat gets affected when it's positivity. I have learned to use my body as a literal barometer. Okay. But this takes training. All right. For me, interesting. I'm always having deja vu as if I've been there before, but don't understand what I am missing. You know what? In any banks, that might be something that I can delve into a little bit more intimately with you. If you want me to, if you want to tell me that, you know, you can send me an email, dragonlotusms@yahoo.com. And I'm sure I'll be able to help you. I'll tap into the energy and see what's going on. Okay. I have dreams of people and things, and it happens in real life. And Selah is pronounced Tammy. Of course you do, Tamaji, because you get premonitions and you're gifted in that way. It's called clairvoyancy. You have to learn how to develop that too. We're not going to be operating normal on this realm. We're not normal beings. Okay? I want y'all to get to the point where you can accept that you're strange or insane. You know what I mean? So the things that you are going to be experiencing, you might not be able to relate to everybody. But as long as you know that you have these gifts, you have to develop them. It's just like a muscle, right? You have to work it out. Oh, I love gifted people. Oh my God, I'm loving this. I'm having fun. Okay, Argentina. I run into people all the time who call me an old soul. I do agree with that, with what you're saying. Chances are, if you're being called an old soul, you're an old soul. You're an old soul. A lot of us are old souls, right? What role? Okay, we already did that. We're going to light up the chat and say, okay, we already did that. Lion process. I like that. Okay. What's the best way to get through? Okay. I think I addressed everybody.
Did you answer this one?
I think I did. We pushed time on the movie. Oh, we want created. I don't know how to answer that, because I never asked that question. The only thing that I can get from what dreams are is a form of communication that has to be interpreted, either symbolically, allegorically, but it has to be a form of communication, and it has to be here to assist us in something. Okay, so I don't know if it's coming from the creator itself. I don't know if it comes from, our ancestors or people that are assigned to walk with us during our journey, our mentors, but that's what I believe that it is.
Yeah, I had a dream the other night, man. I was just walking around in the city somewhere, and it was just like, damn. When I realized I had a dream, I was like, damn, I was over here walking through a city, talking to folks and shit. Like, how that happened.
And
That's
again,
that,
I'm going to say the same thing that I said earlier, that it can come from the subconscious mind, or it can come from outside. Okay, so it's a way that we learn how to deal and cope. You'll be surprised to know. Here's something that I found very, very interesting. Sometimes, okay, if you were a cheater, okay, I'm not calling anybody out, but say you were a cheater when you were growing in your 20s, or something like that, okay, and you was juggling all of these women and things like that. Now you know that there's going to come a point where that's got to come back, right? That's going to come back. But some of us don't actually experience it in real time. Some of us experience karma in the dream state.
right.
You ever have a dream where now the person that you're in love with is now cheating on you, and you literally feel that and wake up crying? Yeah. You perfect this walk once you start learning how to not only interpret your dream, but you become lucid. Once you realize that you are dreaming, you should have control over it. What is an old soul? That's an old soul to me as one that has repeated patterns, or who have lived multiple timelines. Ascend, come back. Ascend, come back. Ascend, come back. And so you start unlocking certain things, in your DNA. It's just like the story that they talk about of Jacob's wells. Angels ascend and descend, right? So when you're an old soul, am I saying you one of the fallens? I don't know. I don't know. But, an old soul is somebody that a soul that's been around for a while and has gained some type of mastery. So maybe we're in the last realm. This is your last. Wait a minute. What does that say? God, y'all got a lot of questions. This might be your last go round. I know for me, this is my last go round. I already said that. What is dream walking? Dream walking. Dream walking. Dream walking.
I'm thinking,
is that a shaman?
The first thing that came to my mind was Freddy Krueger.
Huh? You said what?
I said the first thing that came to my mind was Freddy Krueger when I seen dream walking. It was like.
Are you talking about like a Hayoka? Or I think it's a Hayoka. The people that can actually infiltrate dreams? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that, Sharice. You're going to have to explain that to me.
Yeah, you got to elaborate, Sharice, on that one. But that's an interesting. What are you talking about? Sleepwalking or something like that? You have a choice to.
I think dream walking. I think it's associated with like shamanic practices, people that have the ability to enter in and out other people's dream states. Am I correct, Sharice?
Let me look it up real quick.
Because I know dark entities like to harass people in their dreams.
It says dream walking is the ability to leave the barriers of one's own mind while sleeping. It allows dream walkers to enter someone else's dream and observe or control. Now, okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
Because Owaspi do touch on something similar to that.
Well, then you answer that, because I don't go into anybody's dream.
Yeah, that's that messed up part about spirituality, when these niggas can play peekaboo on your ass. You know what I'm saying?
It's this.
But no, for the most part, it's like,
I don't believe in reincarnation or living multiple lives. You don't have to. You don't have to.
But see,
not at all.
Even with the reincarnation, Owaspi doesn't deny the fact of reincarnation. It just describes that reincarnation is when ancestors engraft themselves on mortals over and over again. So it is actually a reality, but it's just not an ascension. They haven't learned to ascend from engrafting from person to person, from person to person. They still moving on the lower realms, but accordingly, eventually they will ascend at the proper time when the creator gonna be like, all right, this nigga been doing this shit for way too long. Let's go ahead and drag his ass off and bring him up here and get him going. You know what I mean? So it's just like school. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna stay in one grade forever. If you get left back a couple times, they're gonna be like, all right, nigga, we just gonna move this nigga to the next grade because ain't too much we could do with him now. We just gotta scoop this nigga up and shit. But
okay,
no,
so
but yeah,
in the fact, in the case of that, okay, this is what I will say. I don't think that everybody does or can. So if we're talking about the human experience, you know, and going on, then probably not. But I do believe that there are beings that ascend and descend on this earth.
That is true.
Okay,
I agree. I agree.
I cannot, you know, we're not going to argue about that because I believe that.
No, that's
okay?
that's actual fact.
I've experienced it. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's even proven.
You know,
that's even proven in literature. That's even proven in the literature. Even coming with the Bible when they showed Moses come back to Yahshua, that was 1,500 years later. He came back as an ascended master to tell Yahshua, y'all niggas out here doing a good job. Then he screwed and got the hell on. You know what I mean? So that's just an example of what you're saying. They come and they go. They come and they go. We have that ability.
We come and go. It's Jacob saw it, you know, and they talk about it in the Old Testament, you know, angels ascending and descending, you know, earth angels are always going to be around. That's why we're always warned, you know, how to talk to people. I can't say that everybody reincarnates. I can't say that everybody ascends and descends, but I do know that, you know, this does happen. And some of us are old souls. And you kind of know this because I'm not sitting here channeling anything outside of myself.
Right.
You're not seeing me sit here and go like this. it get messy. I'm talking from my heart. Okay. I'm talking from within. There is no change in me, you know? So this is what we're dealing with, divine knowing. And divine knowing, how do you know it? How do you know it? You know what I mean? So that's what I do. Some people can't ascend because of fear of the fight. So they come back or they stay in a lower grade heaven. Okay, I like that. Is it possible that some beings will never ascend if they get delivered from hell knots? Must they move forward or some stay at the level? Okay, Abigail. Selah, are we going? Selah, are we going to go on for Wednesday?
Yeah. What you saying? Yeah, that's cool.
I want some time to just simply address that.
With this topic right here?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about ascension and descension? You want to do one on ascension and descension?
Ascension, descension, reincarnations, up and you know, things of that nature. I would like an opportunity to just deal with that because I don't want to be bouncing all over. Number one.
No, that's cool because this is a Q&A. This is a Q&A, so we're just random. It's just random rapid fire questions, and you know what I mean? Because you know they appreciate you here. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like, yo, that's why they throwing the questions out because you know we deal with taboo, abnormal concepts. So sometimes you know people want to see, all right, what she think about this or what she think about that. So it's not really a judgmental thing. You know what I mean? Everybody just throwing out their perspectives, and then finding a center point where we do agree. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, ascension and descension, that's actual fact. Reincarnation is actual fact. You know what I mean? It's just not fully ascension, but it's still moving from person. Almost like do you ever seen the movie The Fallen with Denzel Washington that came out like in '98? When the spirit of Zazel was moving through people by touch? That's an example of in a form of reincarnation because he's incarnating himself through each individual as he touches the person. You know what I mean? So it's not that it's not real. It's real, but it's just not a form of ascension. But it's a gift and it's a skill to do that. You see what I'm saying?
If you call it a gift, because when I entered in this realm, I was just all over the place and very, very scared. You know, some journeys just have to be experienced. I mean, and some journeys are going to be unique. And another thing that I realized is, yes, there were some commandments that told you not to do this or don't do that or this don't exist. Why? Because knowledge in the hands of the wrong people can cause an issue. Everything can't, you know, what might be applicable for the masses may not be applicable for you. And once you learn who you are, okay, once you learn that, you just go with it. You just go with it. Okay. The like we said, the thou shalt not do's to touching, this, that, and the third, might be for a certain grade, right? Might be for the masses. Keep them out of trouble. Okay. We don't, especially if you haven't gotten to, certain levels, but it does not mean that a sovereign being can't say, hey, I want to send you back down there. Oh, I can't because I said that I don't do that. That's not how that works. That's not how this works. You know what I mean? Right. So it could be either or. Both can be a truth. Both can be a truth. It could be, no, that we don't reincarnate, they're just grafting, but to some other beings that are from those realms, the creator would say, go down there. I need, we need help down there. Go down there and do what you have to do.
Right, because even in the story of Zarathustra and the Owaspi, it gives you an example how the God of that time embodied in Zarathustra and actually was moving and speaking through Zarathustra. So that concept of the Father moving as one, I am one with the Father, and the Father is one in me, that's exemplified in the story of Zarathustra. And even the name of the God Shemet, like who he was, but he's moving singly in the body of Zarathustra. So that's a form of incarnation. Because he's reincarnated, and that's like two people in you sharing your body. You speaking, because there was one point in the story of Zarathustra where the king Asha was asked a question by Zarathustra. And the question was, right, who am I? And Asha said, Zarathustra. And then he raised the question again, who am I? And he said, nigga, Zarathustra. And Zarathustra said, the first one was God speaking. The second was Zarathustra speaking. Man can't detect spirit discernment and then such and such, but whatever the rest of the verse was right. saying. But it's showing you how right. the ancestors can move within you. This right. is even, and the proof of that is even with spirit possession or demonic possession. Now, a lot of people focus on demonic possession, but then you have enlightenment possession, where the spirit enlighten you for good, speak through you through good. The same way the demonic spirit possess and speak to the demonic entity or person, just like the movie The Exorcist, when a demonic spirit was speaking through the girl. But the same thing can happen in enlightenment on the opposite extreme. Using
that's why they call it filled with the Holy Ghost.
Exactly.
Did you hear me say that?
Point.
Right. Point. Filled with the Holy Ghost and Spirit. It's the same concept. Exactly. But here's something else that the Owaspi hits on that the Bible don't, though. Do y'all remember that movie a long time ago called Stigmata?
Oh, that's my shit right there. Yeah, hell yeah. That came out in 98 or 99 too.
Yeah, it's an old movie, right? But this woman, like the priest and stuff, kept performing exorcism on her, trying to drive out this demonic force, and come to find out that's not what it was. She got possessed by an ancestor, like an old priest. And that's why all of the casting them out in Jesus' name and the body of Christ compels you and all of that stuff wasn't moving this woman because this wasn't evil, so to speak, right? So when she got possessed by that priest, it was because that priest was trying to bring about a newness of revelation within the Catholic Church. He got ostracized or shut down, or they killed him. I can't remember. It's been a long time ago. But he was trying to bring about that the Creator was everywhere. That Yeshua was everywhere. Look up. And I think one of the quotes was, look under a stone and you'll find me there, or this, that, and the third. The Catholic Church didn't want that information out. So he ends up dying, but he found a vessel that was open enough to receive it, and he possessed her. Just to get that information out.
That's powerful.
Isu maybe. Yeah.
Yo, you know what? Yo, Bronze Yogi. We may have to watch that movie Stigmata. Yo, put that on the list, Bronze Yogi. Stigmata. We have to watch that.
Yeah. Watch it again. There was no demon there. It was an actual priest who had gotten enlightened and was trying to get that message out to the church. And because she was an open vessel, because she, I don't know if she was a medium or whatever, but she was gifted in some kind of way that allowed, that type of possession. We're doing Possessed tonight. Possessed. What's that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Possessed. That was a good movie.
That an old movie?
No, that came out like early 2000s. Yeah. I remember watching it. It got something to do with the Jews in there too. I think they performed like a exorcism, but It's been a minute since I watched it, but I've seen it before. He gonna air it tonight. All right, that's cool.
Got it. Okay.
It's powerful when you hear those stories and you know what we know. Right, exactly. It's powerful when you hear those stories and you know what we know. No doubt, Bronzo. No. That's
all of those people should be part of our movement because they cannot deny it. Who's those people? Who are we talking about? He said all of those people should be part of our movement. She said, that looks scary. We're fearless. It's nothing. Nothing to be afraid of.
But yeah, like that, and that's how they throw you off with the scary. That's why I watch the scary. That's why I watch horror thriller movies, because they showing you essentially what they're doing spiritually. But if you could remove the horror from it and see, like, for example, the movie Insidious. You know what I mean? Insidious, the whole movie about Insidious is astral projection. That's what it's based on. The young boy astral projects in the realm, and he gets so far that he get lost, and his father got to go in the realm and find him and bring him back. The whole 1, 2, 3 of Insidious is all based off astral projection, moving in the realm, controlling yourself in the room. The little boy was a master astral projector, but he went too far and got lost. No different than if you roam as a young teenager or as a young child and you go too far trying to travel and you end up getting lost. And then, like the movie The Conjuring, that movie is based off of mediumship, where Lorraine is coming to different houses.
Yes,
because there's spirits in the houses.
Too. That realm is.
Now go ahead.
Spirit. What is talking in your dream out loud? No, you cut off, so I couldn't hear it. I'm trying to figure out what Argentino was talking about. He said there's a link in here. I don't know. All right, Barbara, but thank you so much for coming through. That's my sister. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll be checking them out. I showed my mother that channel today, actually, yo.
Real world.
Myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I'm done.
All right. So shoot, we can line it up for Wednesday. You know what I mean? We'll talk about it after hours, and you know what I mean. Discuss. I'll make another flyer and all that. You know what I mean? You know we do. You know what I mean? So like, you know what I mean? Y'all got to give a shout out. Give a 1 in the chat if you favor Sophia. She came and dropped the light. You know what I mean? Brought that heat. That dragon fire slayer, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and close out. You know what I mean? Go ahead and close out, sis, and then you know what I mean? We'll just link up Wednesday.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I appreciate each and every one of you who came through here. If you would like, please go to my channel. It's Dragon Lotus Meta Spiritual Society. I don't know why I can't type in your comments at all. I don't know why.
A word?
It don't even give me the option.
A word? That's why. It don't show like at the bottom where it say post a comment. It don't say that down there.
Won't even give me the option. Dragon Lotus Meta Spiritual. It will tell you in advance it is not for everyone. Okay? It's not for everyone. But if you can, relate to the concepts, if you're kind of, different or things aren't as black and white, as normally is, then maybe you'll find something in there that will help you understand your unique purpose. Okay. And I do have a website as well where I talk, and that's dragonlotusms.org. Okay. But yeah, that's it. And if you want to email me, if you have something, that you want specifics about, dragonlotusms@yahoo.com. I answer all of my emails and I'll talk to you.
Blessings, sister. Nice, you know what I mean? Nice having you here. See you again. Salute. Yes. Sister Sophia came through in the wreck shop, yo. Shalom. Right.
Love you all. Talk to you later. Have a good evening.
Likewise, sis.
Thank you, Angelic.
Excellent build, yo.
Bye.
So yeah, fam, we got sis Sophia came through and rocked the house, you know what I mean? Got it in. You know how we do. Let's play the rhythm. Let's run the rhythm. Let's run the rhythm. It's a blood clot vibes, yes, family. This is the recreational time when the etherians and atmospherians intermingle and transverse of the cosmos. Create a gang. Wait a second, family. Wagwan, family. Wait a second. Big up Sister Sophia came through and dropped that etherian light, that Naravinian light. Create a gang. Gods and Naravinian goddesses. You just heard from the Naravinian goddess. It's a blood clot vibe. Select the Selah on the 1 and 2s. You know how we family. It's a party. It's the after party. You know what I mean? But I like to be singing vibes out. You know, it's a vibe. You know, we just vibe out. You know, it's a vibes. Run the rhythm. Yes, select the Selah on the 1s and 2s. You know how we do. Touching on this etherian light. We deal with create over here. We don't deal with low-hanging fruit. We don't get caught up on minute things. It's all about elevation. Reaching that etherian light. Ascending and descending masters. Yes, family, we're vibing here. It's the vibes 369. The golden ratio. Prophecy. Prophecy 36911. That's what it is, 369 and 11. Because 11 is where them 11-year cycles begin. Oh yeah, we're gonna take it even further. 36911. And then from them 11s, you know where we're going from them 11s, right? That's where we going after that. That's where we going after that. 11, 33, 66, 99. That's how we doing the math. It's the mathematics. King topics of prophecy right here. 11-year cycle, 33, 66, 99. Where we going after that? Where we going after that? 99. Where we going after that? Where we going after that? Where we going with it? The sub dance. The semi dance. The half dance, the full dance. Where we going with it? Where we going after that? We're gonna take it to 2000, take it to that arc site. How we moving, family? Everything we deal is based off of mathematics. Timetables of prophecy is everything. Boy, Selah Shalom, we vibing out. We vibrate on many levels. We can get scientific with you on the cosmology and science. We can get with you on the concept of the gods, Lord gods and lords, archangels, guardian angels. It's the blood clot vibes. Yeah, there you go, Cosmo. God damn it. I threw the alley hoop and Cosmo took the bitch. You feel me? Cosmo seen the alley hoop and took the bitch and slam dunked the motherfucker, my nigga. That's my nigga right there, nigga. I talk reckless when I talk with this nigga because that's real street shit. Some of y'all motherfuckers get offended when we talk like with this type of attitude, but man, that's how we do, man. It's real nigga shit, man. We got real fucking love and compassion in our heart. But you want to focus on goddamn curse words. Some of you niggas want to focus on a nigga smoking weed. But you missing the genuine compassion that nigga got on this hot nigga. We riders, nigga. We ready to die for this shit, nigga. We y'all niggas worrying about a nigga smoking the blunt. Why y'all niggas worrying about a nigga taking a drink, some more niggas take a drink, whatever the case may be. Y'all niggas worrying about the minute shit in life, nigga. We riders for this shit, my nigga. Owaski shows us the life after death, nigga. We fucking sealed over here. Our faith is sealed and creed over here, nigga. It's time to ride, nigga. It's time to ride. We know where we going. Whether if we end up in chaos in the hell or not, bitch, we know we gonna ride about that, bitch. If we ascend doing righteousness and get there earlier, either or, we gonna get there. We know that. So niggas ain't walking around with no fear. And if it's time to ride, nigga, it's time to ride. That's how me and my niggas speak. That's how me and my niggas speak. They call it ignorance. We call it, nigga, it is what it is, nigga. What Jaja say? Man will be affected by his environment, his surroundings. That's what made niggas. Gave the nigga the alley hoop and he took the bitch. Look where we going with it, see? My niggas is mathematicians over here. We just don't lollygag. Nigga, look how niggas throwing up these numbers off the top of the dome, man. That's what we do over here, man. 72,000 years is a half age. 144,000 years is one age. 576,000 years is 4 age. So one get out. I mean, one garden, magnitude. 4.7 mil is one orbit. And these are vortexian circles of time. Vortexia, circles of time, that's it. One way or the other. Had to talk my nigga shit, man. Just to remind these niggas, man. Can't be out here playing no fake shit, man. Come on, man. What type of time these niggas is on these days, man. Some of these Hebrew Israelite brothers has gone so far left. They over righteous. They judgmental. Judging what another nigga do. You know what I mean? Nigga, you don't have that authority, my nigga. You in the same boat as us. You in the same boat as us. That's why the Owaski be so effective. It's practical. It's a constitutional growth. Niggas want to judge smoking bud, but you may be still eating meat, nigga. So what? What type of games niggas playing? Oh man, you know, Selah smoke weed when he do a show, you know, that's not good. You know what I mean? Nigga, who is you? But you eating some flesh and blood probably over there. Or if not, you being judgmental to another man. Supposed to be over here building, man. You know what I'm saying? Which one of you niggas is perfect? You know what I mean? Throw the goddamn first stone for anybody who perfect out here, who ain't got no goddamn marks or no dirt on their garment. Throw the first stone, my nigga. That's when I know a nigga faking it, when a nigga start judging another man about what he do. Fuck you worrying about another man for? Get your own shit together first. You get your own shit together, you ain't gonna have no time to be worrying about what another nigga doing. Because you too busy getting your own shit together. I don't sit around and think about what you niggas do. I'm talking about the haters, the namesayers and the jaw jackers with that shit. Mally be saying this shit. We ain't studying you niggas. If you got a problem, nigga, bring that shit to the table, nigga. Bring that shit to the goddamn debate. Talk that shit, let your God speak. You think we ain't got habits we know about? Come on, yo. Y'all worrying about a nigga smoking weed. You need to be worrying about your God, my nigga. Y'all niggas need to be worrying about your God. Y'all want to read that Torah? Y'all want to hold on to that Bible? You need to be worrying about your God. Because your God told you to slay and murder and kill in that Bible. And if your God give you that commandment today to go out there, slay, murder, and kill, you niggas is going to do it. But you running about a nigga smoking bud. In the Owaski, it shows us that Creator says, nah, my nigga, don't murder and kill because of the spiritual consequences that come with murdering and killing. So we know to avoid that shit by all means necessary. Even though we gripped up, pack our tools, but we know by any means necessary to avoid that situation by any means. Nigga, I was filming last week, 7 days ago. The nigga got murdered right in front of me, yo. Y'all know it. Create a gang chat. I told y'all about that shit. Nigga got murdered right in front of me. Blah, 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 blah. 30, what was it? 30, 32 or 37 shots. I had to dip behind the car and all that. We filming, and the crazy thing, the scene we filming was a scene based off of that. And then coming back to the car, talking. It's a lot to that. I ain't gonna give all the details, but the shit hit the news. It ain't nothing secret. The shit made the news. Deadly shooting at a gas station. Bitch, I was right there. I may be on a surveillance camera and all that. You see what I'm saying? So the nigga get hit, right? So, you know, I dip behind the car. I'm hearing the shots ring out. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. I'm like, yo, these niggas letting off. I had my grip with me too. I had to pull out my shit. Like, yo, for my protection. I don't know what the fuck going on. So I'm behind the car ducking. Niggas is letting off. I look to my right. It's a van going backwards and he hit the trash can. This shit turned into a fucking movie. I'm filming the movie and then this shit turned into a real life situation looking like a movie. Niggas are letting off. Bye-bye, dip behind the car, draw out. Nigga coming backwards. This nigga crashed his shit. He hops out the motherfucking van. See me with my shit out. He freeze. My man doing security who we filming. He there with the door open in the motherfucking liquor store. We skate in the liquor store. I skate in the liquor store. Grip still out. My man dipped to the front because he do security there. He do security there. He's supposed to be securing the spot, my nigga, but we over here filming a quick scene for him because he worked and he wanted to do a quick scene on the job. And as we filming, nigga, that shit pop off on his watch. So he had to maneuver. So by the time I get in the store, he done dipped out to the front. He outside. I came up there for this nigga. Although he's security, I'm like, nigga, this is my man. Wherever he go, I go because this is a situation now. Niggas locked the door. I can't get out the store. Grip still out. Grip still out. I don't know what the fuck going on in there for nigga, it could go down. This is when Owaspi say, you got to face evil on your own account. If you motherfuckers ain't never been in a situation, you can't say shit about what I say or the decisions a man may make in the circumstances where it's your life or somebody's. And you may have to take one or they take you. Either one may be the circumstances, but that's the reality of life, how you deal with it. Moving through the store, nigga, like, nigga, with the owner see me with the shit out, but they know me, nigga, it's what it is. My man already out. I say, yo, let me out. Nah, I can't let you out. Go back on the other side. Nigga, let me out on the other side. Come around. See the nigga laid out on the ground. Bam, he on his back, trying to catch his breath. I'm like, damn. I looked at my man, you good. He on the phone with the cops. He got to bring them niggas there because he do security. So he got to make the call. So he on the phone making a call. I'm looking at the nigga on the ground. I'm like, oh, shit. Damn, this shit fucked up. He got hit 4 times, right? And the crazy thing is he had to drop. He had to drop on the nigga. But his man was in the store. Man came out the store hitting, bah, 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 caught him from the back. Then his man caught him from the front. That's what happened. But the nigga essentially had to drop who got murdered. See what I'm saying? This shit happened just a couple days ago. This the shit I got to deal with sometimes when I'm out in the environment. Man, call the cops. I got the fuck up out of there because where I was parked at, the 2 entrances, 2 cops already came. They blocked off the entrance. Told my man, I'm out of here because I don't want to be blocked in and I know they're going to shut this shit down and I'm going to be stuck in this motherfucker for hours. Skated out. My man called me back later on that night. May have been like 4 or 3 in the morning. Like, yo, son died. I was like, damn. Son passed away from that shit. Now, when the nigga was on the ground, motherfucker came and stole that nigga piece, skated out. Took that nigga piece and skated out. This real hood shit I'm telling y'all motherfuckers. I know Selah Shalom, I speak spiritual, but nigga, I'm in the hood. And a lot of times I don't speak on shit. But I want y'all to know, nigga, this is how we living. This is reality. I'm telling you the truth about the environment. When Jehovah say you are a product of your environment, Satan is the environment as well. I'm describing you the environment. I'm describing to you hell, my nigga. I could have got hit, nigga. Selah Shalom could have been like one in the shoulder right now telling y'all niggas the same story, but I got hit. My man could have got hit. 37 shots, 31 shots was let off. That's how many rounds were let off. But when I ain't gonna lie, It ain't sound like that many rounds. That shit sounded like 15. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit sounded like 15. It sounded like just a clip. But I guess niggas was shooting random, so it doubled up. You know what I mean? I guess both them niggas let out their clip. That's 30 shots. So, you know what I mean? 32, whatever. So, you know what I mean? Niggas probably empty their joints, but only hit the nigga 4 times. Where them other bullets went? You know what I'm saying? I'm skidding off, nigga, the bus stop with no shattered out. I'm like, okay, bullets went that way. Probably hit some apartments. Nigga who got hit, his gun fell, nigga scared. Got somebody got boom, they going with that. They going with that. That's how the hood is, nigga. They going with that. By the time I come, by the time I come around, niggas done took going with that. Took his shit. Bye. Oh, he got hit. Let me get that. Go bye. That's what the fuck going on. That's how grimy niggas is out here, man. Y'all niggas want to talk about that hood shit. Niggas is grimy as fuck out here. In these streets, period. Wherever the fuck you from, the streets is the streets, right? It gets worse. This story gets worse. Check it. Little shorty there, you know what I'm saying? Talking about this my boyfriend, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Took the nigga keys and shit, right? Took the nigga keys. Staying in this nigga crib. This nigga passed away dead. Staying in this nigga crib a couple days after that. Taking this nigga shit. Nigga who died taking in his crib. Moving in and out this nigga crib, taking the shit, selling his shit. Same bitch who said she the boyfriend or whatever. Lying and shit, right? Guess what? One night, motherfucker coming in, somebody was there to greet her. Blah! Head tap. Blew her head. Boom. Took her. Put her in the motherfucking street. Put her hands like this and left her there. Boom. 2 bodies in a couple days. Boom. That happened just a couple days. This is the shit. When I hit the streets, this is the shit the niggas talking about in the streets that I gotta hear. Because niggas got word of this shit. I was like, nigga, I was there when that happened. And that's just one out of a numerous accounts I could tell you right here, nigga, that shit, how it go down right here in the neighborhood. Outside of this spiritual shit. That's why I do this spiritual shit. Because niggas is near death and niggas done been there. Niggas seen niggas take their last breath and all type of crazy shit. I seen the body do some crazy shit when a nigga died. That shit is, you know what I mean? You gotta shake that shit off sometimes. See a nigga head take off and a nigga body start doing some weird shit. This shit real, man. So I just, I love the spiritual shit. That's why I bring this knowledge in. Niggas out here gotta face fuckery out here, man. Niggas gotta face motherfuckers. Niggas is jealous of reality. Selah Shalom. Because he's doing the show and he's shining. People liking the nigga. It's haters out here too. I got haters out here. My show doing good out here. But we got a couple haters out here. Niggas in the background like this. Niggas ain't like, yo, your shit dope. Niggas in the background like this. Wondering how he doing this shit by himself. How he bringing all these people together making this shit happen. Not everybody happy for you, my nigga. Not everybody happy for you. Motherfuckers are coming around you with a fucking fake smile. Nigga, I had guns drawn like this, me and the nigga. Nigga, in my shit, nigga, we got guns drawn. In my shit. Yeah. 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 And the nigga who do it is a murderer, straight killer. And this ain't nothing new. Nigga hit the news and all that, did his time and came home. I ain't saying nothing that ain't out the way. I'm saying everything that's out on the table. This nigga's a straight up murderer. And we got guns drawn at each other in my whip. That's how bad this temperament's got. That's how bad the pride and ego got. It got real. And when I had to fall back and step back and look at the motherfuckers around me, because I'm dealing with wolves and lions, murderers and killers. Motherfuckers who out here putting the pain in. What Shatta said? Yo, if you don't feed them dogs eat the food. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This shit real out here. I don't live in the suburbs, my nigga. I don't live in the suburb. That same day, another motherfucker got killed up the street. The same day I bear witness to a nigga getting killed, another nigga got killed up the street because my man called me and said, yo, such and such got killed up the street. Same fucking day. 2 bodies in one day. When I came back on my side of town, I hit my man up. I said, yo, it was like 30 minutes to an hour later. it was a whole bunch of cop cars just going up the block. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, damn, that sounds like something happened. I called my man. I said, yo, the cops still coming over there? He was like, nah, man, that shit done cleared out already. Then I got another call saying, yo, such and such got hit. Boom. That's that situation. That's why they was going up there. I was like, damn. And I think I did a live that day, if I'm not mistaken, or the day after that. I done lost 10 niggas in my show. In my show, Atlanta's Ugly, I done lost 10 niggas that died in real life. I know the nigga who killed the motherfucker, and I know the killer. I knew both parties. Yeah. Just imagine that. I got footage of niggas who done lost their life that, boom, their children could see their father. Their mothers could see their son, although they done got murdered. Yeah, they done reached out to me and said, thank you for putting my son on this shit. Now I could look back and niggas done came and told me that shit for motherfuckers after they getting murdered, man. This is outside the spiritual shit I'm talking now. Fuck the spiritual shit. This is real life, nigga. This real life shit. That's why I'm looking into the fucking camera, nigga. This shit real life, man. That's why I love the knowledge. I love the knowledge because I love to get away from this shit. Get away from this shit. This shit real out here. You know what I mean? We slaving out here trying to make it. Whether if you wealthy or not. If you wealthy, you got to maintain the wealth. And that you got to work harder to maintain it and double up. Yeah, look good. Shine niggas on the boat, flossing the money. But niggas got to grind and work just as much as the average nigga making $18 an hour, $15 an hour, $10 an hour. You still got to put in that pain to get that paper. Yeah, man, this shit real, no family. You know what I mean? Just giving you realism. Selah Shalom is giving you realism. Because the time we live in is called Cosmon, the balance of spirituality and temporality. The balance of positive and negative. What Jaja say? Man must face evil on his own account. And let's get that real quick in scripture. Let's get that. You can't obtain the Godhead without knowing how to maneuver when evil comes. It's a blood clot vibes. Give me a one in the chat if you feeling me, family. I know we may speak reckless, but it's real. It's a blood clot vibes. It's a blood clot vibes. Check it. Let's go to the first book of the first laws, chapter 3. We're going to deal with some realism. Because it's a blood clot vibes. It's a blood clot vibes. All right, so check it. We're going to go into a little bit of WASP right quick, dealing with the realism. This is where the variables come in at. The variables of life. When you are told something, but life may throw you another card, and you may have to go against what you've been told or what you've been commanded to do. And this rolls like that in the Owaspy, where it shows you where man is told, thou shalt not kill. And then man is put in a situation where he kills. And the lesson is learned for man on how to deal with presented with evil. So we're going to read from the Owaspy, right? Let me share my screen. We're going to start here. This is the Lord's first book, chapter 3, verse 1, 2, and 3. And God gave commandments to man so that the earth could be a place of rejoicing forever. And these are the commandments of the Lord God given in that day. Verse 2. You shall strive to remember the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Verse 3. You shall not kill man, beast, bird, or creeping thing, for they are the Lord's. Now we're going to stop there. We're going to stop there. Because the highlight of this point is this verse right here. Thou shalt not kill man, right? Now when we scoot down a couple verses, starting from verse 9, same chapter, it states, and God saw that man was good and grateful in all things. And God called to the angels of heaven, saying, why are the ions good? For as yet they are ignorant. Keep that in mind. And the angels answered, saying, they are good because you said to us, go as guardian angels and inspire man to live without evil, which we did, ministering to the ions, guarding and inspiring them night and day. God said, well then, the ions have no honor. Unless they learn by themselves to be good, they will be void of wisdom in heaven. For this reason, you shall withdraw a little, so that man is tried as to his self-commandment. Verse 12. So the angels withdraw a while from the ions. Now the ions had stored in their cities on their mounds ample provision of food and clothing for the winter. But the drunks did not follow the example of the ions, for the drunks stored up nothing. And when the angels withdraw a little way, evil spirits came to the drunks and said to them, behold, it is winter, and ye are hungry. Go over the ladders and